Card Lines people, how are you? Happy Monday afternoon. We are getting going at Card Lines Breaks. Some of you that are already jumped on, that's great. Great to have you guys here. We've got some breaks. I'll throw up the schedule in a second here. Coming up, we're going to do some live stuff first. So we actually aren't starting our breaks until 12:30. We're going to get some live stuff going. I'm James, by the way, here with you guys with Card Lines Breaks. We got Jeff, the goat, back modding on the clickety-clacking on the computer. So say hi to Jeff in the chat. Chat with him a little bit, let him know what you've been up to, what you did to celebrate the 4th of July, all those good things. We're going to have to talk some soccer today. I mean, I'm a big soccer guy. U.S. soccer match tonight. Big deals going on right now. So excited for that. And so we're going to do a number of things. So let me get the schedule up first, and then we will talk a little bit about what we're going to do for some live stuff. All right, so here is our live schedule. Again, if any of you are jumping in because you are part of the Donruss break, that is scheduled to start at 12:30. There's a chance we'll start a minute or two early on that. We'll see how live sales go. But we're starting 12:30, 2 hobbies of Donruss, so we're going to end up with 6 autograph or memorabilia cards from that, plus hopefully some nice numbered stuff. Again, a few weeks ago, I opened a Donruss hobby. That was one of the best boxes I've ever opened in my life. We had a printing plate, 101. Excuse me. We had animations, and we had a downtown duo in one box, which was great. We're going to give that about an hour. Then we've got 5 select megas. I really like select products. I think they're cool. So 5 select megas. So that's 130. So we will get an autograph or memorabilia card in each one of those. Plus we get some of those exclusive ice prisms that come in there as well. And then we're going to do 2 2021 Heritage Minor League boxes. And if you've never opened those or been in on those breaks, they're a ton of fun. You get a lot of prospects. For 2021, you're actually seeing names of guys in the minors at that time that are now playing in the major leagues. So some bigger name guys that are in there. Bobby Witt Jr. is obviously part of that. But you've got just a lot of different prospects, and we'll see that. So that's what we're coming up with for our schedule. We are going to do some live stuff today. So we're going to start with that. To do the live things, you will need to be on eBay. So if you're not on the eBay site, you won't be able to purchase any of the live. But if you are interested in purchasing from the live stuff, you want to be on our eBay live. And what we're going to do is we're going to really kind of, we've done this a few times. We're going to auction off some stuff at some good prices, but we're also going to give you the chance to win some things if you buy live. So these are the first 2 elements that are in place. So if we can get 5 live sales today, so we're not even pushing that high. If we can get 5 live sales, we'll do a little leprechaun race at the end, and one of the people that bought live will get an additional NBA Hoop premium stock, and one that bought live will get an additional 1920 NBA Chronicles. Okay, so that's if we get 5 live sales. If we can get ourselves up to 10 live sales, we are going to give away this mega box. So just like we're doing on the breaks, this is a mega. You might see the plastic has been ripped here. So that's part of the reason that we're giving that away, is because we can't ship that. But it is sealed. It's never been opened. It'll be sent to you sealed. You'll just see there's that little bit of plastic that's gone from it. But again, in order to get there, we have to have 10 live buys. All right, so if we get up to 10, then that mega box is in play. Okay, so opportunities to get involved. We're going to have our hit counter. We're going to have our buyers giveaway. All those things will come into play too. So we're going to start with a few live items first. We'll see where you guys are at on these. We've got some individual cards. We've got some groups of cards. We've got some mystery packs. If you've never been in on the Card Lines mystery packs, those are a good time. But we're going to start with some of that. And we're going to start with a pairing of 3. So these are the heavy medallion cards that came out of 2020 Topps. All right, pretty cool looking cards. They are, again, heavy. So what we're going to do to start is for $3, we're going to offer 3 of these. So this is Aristides Aquino. It's a rookie. Eloy Jimenez. And then Kyle Lewis, also a rookie from the Mariners. So all 3 of these, so you get these at $1 a piece. Now, if you are already in the breaks and you're here and you're buying live, we'll combine shipping. There'll be refunds taken care of later as needed. If you're not, we will combine shipping after you purchase that first item. So there are opportunities to save on shipping through that. And again, especially if you're in the breaks already. All right, but again, these 3, we're putting these up for $3. So I'm going to start that again on eBay. If you have any interest in those, $3, and that does get you an entry if we sell enough live items. That does get you. You buy into the breaks on eBay. So we are full on the breaks, so we aren't offering any spots for the breaks today. Sometimes we have unsold spots that we will offer at the beginning, but you buy into those. So, for example, we are doing a case break of Donruss Megas on Wednesday. So I'll be back Wednesday starting at noon. We're doing a case break, and those spots are up on eBay right now at Cardlines Breaks. So if you wanted to get into that, go on there. Again, we start pretty much every break at $1.99. Some of the breaks like Pokemon and some other ones we don't start at $1.99, but trying to make it accessible and then see where the bids go from there. So you do buy in ahead of time. There's football breaks tonight. Marty's going to be on tonight, but again, those are sold out as well. So we aren't selling any of the breaks live. We're just selling some cards and some packs and those kind of things live at a time. So sorry if you were coming in hoping to get into the breaks. We'd love to have you a part of it. But you can buy in on some of the cards if you want to. So I'm going to run these one more time. Again, 3 of these. Okay. That's fair. Yeah. And we'll show you some different things. So $3. And again, if we get 5 sales, we're going to give away some free packs. If we get 10, we're going to give away a free select box. So, all right, no takers on that one. We're going to go. We got a couple more medallions we want to run through here. So this is a Vladdy Daddy, or not Vladdy Daddy, Vladdy Jr. So Vladdy Guerrero Jr., again, on that heavy commemorative coin card that came out of Topps 2020. You can see that. Somebody's interested. $3 for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with the Blue Jays. Just going to run that one more time. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to get a live spot, Seven. I get what you're saying. Like you jump in and then you buy the spot right there. But most of the time we get really good traffic on our eBay auctions, and so there are open spots here and there. But generally, if you want to get into Cardlines Breaks, you generally want to find your way onto eBay. So next one we're going to do is Joey Gallo. So Joey Gallo from Texas. This will be $2 if anybody's interested in the Joey Gallo medallion, and that is out of 50. That's 4 out of 50. That's the first one of these that's numbered, by the way. No takers on Joey Gallo. $2, 4 out of 50. Again, I'll show you that back there. All right. No takers on that, even though we had the mystery out of 50 right there. Then the last one of my least favorite players, because I'm a Brewer fan, but he is a good ball player. This is Manny Machado. So this is a $2 medallion as well. So if you're interested in the Machado medallion with the Padres, $2 right there. And again, if we can sell 5 live items, we're going to give away some free packs. If we sell 10, we're going to give away a free box. All right, 10 more seconds on Manny Machado, and then we'll move away from the individual coins for a little bit. Dustin Pedroia, I hate Machado. That's all right. Oh, sorry, we didn't have a Cub on the medallion at all. But there might be some Cubs in the mystery packs, which is a heck of a segue, if I do say so myself, into the next piece. So these are the Cardlines mystery packs. So you get 15 cards in here. You're going to get a lower numbered card, an auto or a relic. So there's going to be a hit in here. And then you're going to be able to get a bunch of other cards too. Like I've seen some reviews where people basically say this is way better than getting a retail pack, because you know that the cards that are going to be in here are going to be parallels, they're going to be names, they're going to be inserts. There's not base in there. So we can rip these if you want, but this is going to be $7 if you're interested. And again, this is a live item, $7 mystery packs. These are fun to get in the mail and then open them up and see what's there. All right, I've always kind of said, like, nobody's going to be paying off their mortgage off of what they're going to hit in here, but you're going to get some nice cards. So, Pedroia passed number to 35 last week. All right, I'm going to run this for another minute or two here, or another 10 seconds to start at least. But these are the Cardlines mystery packs. This is MLB, so these will be all baseball, which is what we're working with too. So, Dan, did the Cubs take 1 out of 3 from the Cardinals this weekend? I know the Cardinals went nuts offensively, I think, on Friday, but I thought the Cubs won maybe yesterday against the Cardinals. So, finally. Some sticky notes. All right, I'm going to do this one more time. Here is MLB mystery pack. They did win the last game. They won on Sunday. Okay. Yeah, the Brewers played some tight games against the D-backs this weekend. So, okay. MLB mystery packs, no go on those. We are in the midst of the World Cup knockout rounds. So I'm going to scroll down to here. I don't know if anybody is a soccer. I'm a huge soccer fan. Not my collection for cards. It's weird. The hobby is I'm very much a baseball collector. I do a little bit of basketball and football, but very much baseball is what I focus on. Not a lot of soccer, but I love soccer. I'm a soccer coach. I love the game. The World Cup has been awesome. Like being able to watch that. If anybody watched the England-Mexico game last night, that was as good of a dramatic event and a good soccer match as I've seen in a long time. Argentina-Cape Verde was awesome. The fact that Cape Verde almost knocked off the world champions was crazy. I'm excited for the U.S. versus Belgium tonight. I'm glad that Flo Balogun can play. The red card suspension, I'm not really sure how that came about. I don't know that FIFA's helping themselves in the eyes of people that think they're probably a little crooked, but I like the outcome because I like the fact that we can have Flo Balogun playing. So, but this is a soccer mystery pack. This is $7. If anybody's interested, again, same deal. You're going to get a lot of names that are recognizable, some parallels. There we go, 7 jumping in on the soccer mystery pack. And so you'll have to let me know. The VR review was a joke. I mean, the fact that they did that was ridiculous. It's I'm on the take that a lot of like Stu Holden and the Talking Heads have basically said, "You want me to open it? Okay, we can do that." With the idea of the outcome was the right thing, the process was not. Like the way it all came about was not the right thing. So, all right, 7. This is your mystery pack. So we're going to start with a Lautaro Martinez. Get him a little bit closer. There's a Romelu Lukaku right there. We're talking about Belgium. Townsend. There's a Sandro and a Danilo with the connections. Brazil getting knocked off early. Kind of crazy. There's a Alcantara, the Montage. Lozic from Bayer Leverkusen. Felix Mbimbi. That's a rookie card, Stadium Chrome. So this card's out of 75. You can see that on the back. It's a Nicholas Stark out of 75. Harvey Elliott from Liverpool. Stanisic, the Merlin. Serdar with Hertha Berlin. Hagi from the Glasgow Rangers. Mopai. Janelt. And then Ansu Fati. So that's from Barcelona. So that's what the mystery pack looks like. So 7, we're going to get that shipped off to you. Again, we're 1 out of 5 to some free packs. If we can sell some more of these. So I'll put up some more of the soccer mystery packs. Then again, if you want me to rip them, I can do that. If you want those to be shipped, we can do that too. I just got a sticky note so that we make sure we get that shipped out to you. Thank you for buying that. All right, we'll do another soccer mystery pack. Again, as people are jumping in here for the Donruss break, we're going to start that by 12:30. That's the plan. We don't really have a whole lot more singles to put up today, 7. So here's another mystery pack if anybody's interested. I know on Wednesday, I'm actually going to bring some slabs in, and we're going to run some baseball slabs, and I think there's going to be some stuff tonight too. So here's another one of the Card Lines mystery packs for soccer. You're getting $7, and you combine shipping once you get involved. Okay. I'm going to scroll down just a little bit here and offer up some other packs. The Donruss break is at 12:30, so we might get started a little bit early 5 code, but 12:30 is the start of the Donruss break. We're just doing some live stuff right now. If you're interested at all and you get involved with the live stuff, we are giving away some free packs if we sell enough live. So if we can sell 5 items, we've sold 1 so far, you get the chance at some free stuff. So the first, and this is, again, pretty affordable stuff, but we're going to throw up a Chronicles pack here. So this is a 2022 Chronicles draft picks. You got the Chance Bancheros in there, some different things. We're going to throw that up there. It's $2. So if anybody's interested, $2 for that pack. And again, if you buy this, it does get you an entry. So 7's jumping in. There you go. And if we get 5 entries, we're going to give away a couple of packs of basketball. And if we can get 10 entries, we're going to give away a baseball 2025 select mega box. All right, 7 wants me to open that one. So let me get a sticky note so that one's ready for you too. 7, do you want me to keep calling you 7, or do you have a different name that you'd like me to use so that I'm not just continuously calling you 7? Completely up to you. I'm happy to call you 7. I'm happy to... John. All right, John. Well, thanks for being in here, John. Oh, well, hey, there's a good start right there. Chet Holmgren on the rated rookie. There's for the Bucks, didn't really pan out, but there's Marjan Beauchamp. There's a Walker Kessler rated rookie. A nice card right there. There's a Johnny Davis. That's going to get a sleeve because I'm a huge Wisconsin basketball fan. So Johnny Davis on the rookie card. I love that with the Wisconsin jersey too. So for those that don't know, we are located in Wisconsin. So I'm going to get Walker Kessler sleeved up too. There's an Agbaji. That's a nice one for Kansas. There's another Walker Kessler. It's on the select. It's a nice one. Jabari Smith Jr. Again, good names coming out of here. You have a bunch of Beauchamp, John. I've got a few too. Again, I don't collect a ton of basketball, but I do collect some Bucks. So I've got quite a few Beauchamp also. There's Benedict Mathurin. That's a nice one. There's Malachi Branham. There's another Benedict Mathurin. Is that the same? Yeah. Not even a parallel of it. It's just the same card twice. He was not a tough pull. No, he was not. There's a Shaden Sharp. There's another Agbaji. There's a Jaden Hardy. Kennedy Chandler. And then we'll finish it off with a Christian Braun. So not a bad pack at all. Again, a number of names. 300 key Brian Hayes. I don't know if the market's held on that one, but all right. So there we go. 7's got that. We're 2 out of 5 to get some free packs. We're going to run another one of these. $2, same pack. This is the last one we have of these. So if you are interested in $2 for this, John's jumping in. Ooh, the Tatis Jr. as a collection is not a bad one. All right, I'm assuming you want me to open it, but I'll wait for your directions on that, John. So again, anybody jumping in for the Donruss break, we will get to that about 12:30. If you want to let me know, John, for sure, if you want me to open this one. Or, okay, because the other option, sometimes people will buy a pack or two they want open, and then they decide, you know what, I'd actually like you to ship that other one so I can open it when it gets there. Always open. It is nice when the breaker is actually putting on sleeves and top loaders for you, so. All right, there's a Keegan Murray out of Iowa. E.J. Liddell, Ohio State. There's a Jason Tatum on the Luminance. That's a nice one. See what I don't understand. If anybody's a basketball person, I mean, I do understand they needed to do something with Jaylen Brown, but that trade was weird. Keegan Murray, again out of Iowa. Branham out of Ohio State. Nikolai Jovic on the rookie mosaic. So it's a silver prism. It's a nice one. Not to be confused with Nikola Jokic. Jovic. There's another Malachi Branham. Mark Williams. There's a Paul George out of Fresno State. Speaking of the trade, the Celtics trade, there you go. There's the return the Celtics got, the Paul George. Jeremy Sochan, Christian Braun. There's a Jaden Ivey with Purdue. There's another Chet Holmgren. I have that Chet Holmgren card. I think Chet Holmgren's a good ball player. I know Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is very good, but I think the surrounding players in OKC deserve a lot of credit too. Shaden Sharp, and then there's a Steph Curry. It's a sweet card. So there we go. Again, that's our other pack of 2022 Chronicles. So we'll get that ready to ship out to you. Get that written down. Jeff's already getting stuff taken care of. Team bag for you as well. It's ready to be shipped. There we go. All right, so we've sold 3. We're going to keep going here. So we've got the 1920. So these are premium stock. So if we get to 5 sales, by the way, one of these is going to be given away. So these are premium stock, and it's got the bonus pack. So you actually get 15 cards. There's 3 exclusive laser prisms in addition to the original pack. So we're going to run this at $7. If anybody's interested, a little bit of basketball pack here. Again, we've sold 3 live items. If we get to 5, you will get to 5, he says. Well, I can kind of show you some of the different things that are out there too, John. So, all right, he has said always open. And John, just to give you a heads up, we will run that at the end because depending on timing, we may run some live stuff throughout the breaks. But we will run that at the end, and we'll have your information. And so, if you do win, you'll get that shipped to you. So again, I'm going to open this up because you said always open. So you're going to have to stop me if you want to stop me. All right, we'll leave the bonus pack. 1920 NBA premium stock. Good luck. There's Thon Maker. Speaking of Bucks draft picks like Marjan Beauchamp. Torian Prince. Victor Oladipo. Pascal Siakam. Evan Fournier. Hassan Whiteside. There's a Grant Williams rookie card. There's Jalen, I don't even know how to say his last name, LeCue. There's a Tyler Hero rookie card with the Bucks now. He was an early pick. Got to grab for the premium stock, little thicker top loader. We're not jamming that in. There's a nice Tyler Hero. There's a Vucevic. Got a DeAndre Jordan on the green parallel. And then a Jaren Jackson Jr. on the backstage pass insert. I don't think I've ever noticed. I've opened some of these. They've got the little knob there, like you put it on a lanyard. All right, here's our bonus pack. Sweet laser card. So there's Eric Gordon. There's Brandon Ingram. And then Dylan Windler on the rookie card for the laser. So laser pack, probably a little underwhelming, but in general, pretty nice pack of cards. All right, we're at 4 sales all to John currently. But we do have one more of the premium stock. So we're going to put that one out there. So John, if you love them, $7 again if you're interested. Those of you that are jumping in looking for the Donruss break, we are going to get that going shortly. We are selling some live things. So if you're involved, we'll combine shipping. We'll do some different things with that. So, all right, going to hold off on the premium stock right now. I'll run that again just in case. For this one, it's Zion Williamson is probably the biggest of the rookie. I mean, not necessarily the one that is holding value. But 1920, I'm trying to think of the other strong rookies out of that. What's that? So John Morant would be in there. He just got traded to Portland, I believe. So he's now with Portland. So, all right, John has single-handedly made it so that we are at 5 items. We'll see if we get to that 10. If not, we're going to run those packs. And from a card line standpoint, John, we are hoping more people buy some live stuff as we go. From your standpoint, I mean, right now you're 5 for 5, so you're guaranteed those packs if nobody else buys. All right, here we go. Good luck. Let's see if we can't pull a solid rookie out of here. There's Eric Gordon, Dwayne Bacon, Chris Dunn. There's Brooke Lopez with the Milwaukee Bucks. Enes Kanter, DeAndre Jordan. There's a Cody Martin rookie. Goga Padadza. Oh, there's a nice Zion. Again, that's one of the cards you're looking for, right? That's the NBA Hoops Tribute card. Um, that's a nice card coming out of this one. So congrats on that. I'm intrigued to see if Zion can put it together at some point. There's a Brook Lopez on the green parallel, so that's a nice color match with the Bucks. I liked Brook Lopez when he played for the Bucks. And then you got John Wall on the NBA City card. That's a super cool looking card. That blue prism. So there you go. Get those off to the side. All right, to the bonus pack. Chris Dunn, we just saw him in the regular pack. There's a Vucevic, and then a Terrence Davis on the rookie card. So, yeah, no Currys out of that, unfortunately, but thank you so much for buying in on those. And again, there is another pack of premium stock, actually. That's one of the giveaways for that. So, you are already entered in that one. All right, we're going to run just a couple more, guys. Again, we're getting close to that Donruss break, but a few more things we want to show you. We've got 2 soccer packs. So this is 2022-2023 and 2021-2022 Donruss Soccer, 25 in each pack. The 2 of them together is $11. So if you're interested in these, $11 for these packs. John says, heck yeah, let's go. So, John, have you been watching a lot of World Cup too? Did you watch that England game last night, that England-Mexico game? Because that was a phenomenal game. Mexico kept battling. England went down a player. It was crazy. All right, John jumping in on that. Only USA games in Man City. Okay. All right, you got a team. Let's see if we can pull a Man City out of here. All right, again, I'm assuming you want me to open these things because you said always open. So I'm running with it. You can yell at me and be like, don't open the other one. All right, there's England right there. Phil Foden. Ostergaard for Norway, the rookie card. There's an Otavo. Rafael Leao from AC Milan. Manuel Neuer out of Germany. They had a short stay in the World Cup, unfortunately, for them. Raheem Sterling from Chelsea. It's a nice one. Evan Nielsen with Porto. Alaba with Real Madrid. Oh, they love flipping these things around. Gonçalves. Dybala with Roma. There's Christian Pulisic with the USA right there. There you go. We're going to throw Pulisic in a sleeve. I hope he has a great game tonight. If him and Des can fly around on the wings, I think they're in good shape. Delotte, Rafael Silva, Antony with Manchester United. There's a Man City, Bernardo Silva. So there you go. There's an Enzo Fernandez on the rookie card, Chrome Optic. That's a nice one. Again, Argentina just barely through against Cape Verde. There's a green. There's a Man United, not Man City, but Alejandro Garnacho on the green sparkle parallel there. Admittedly, these are some older cards, so these rookies are not rookies anymore, but still kind of cool to pick that up. Jonas Hoffman from Germany. There's a Benzema on the Pitch Kings, which I think that's supposed to be like a mirror on there, which is kind of cool. There's a green parallel with Jimenez for Craftsman. There's a Man City, Julian Alvarez rated rookie. Again, we are getting close to 12:30, so if you're jumping in for the Donruss breaks, we will get those going. Doing some live sales right now, a couple packs of soccer. There's an Enzo Fernandez. Kai Havertz on the Optic. That's a nice one for Germany. Conor Gallagher on the Optic for Chelsea. And then a Megan Rapinoe for the U.S. That's a cool card. U.S. Women's National Team. So that's just one pack. We've got another pack to go again. We brought in on that. There Here's our second pack. Jadon Sancho from England. Anderson Bastoni from Italy. Crazy that they haven't made the World Cup. Sanchez from Colombia. Alvarez from Mexico. Solid player right there. Look at Jude Bellingham. We're putting Jude Bellingham in a sleeve just because he had such a phenomenal game last night. He was awesome. 2 goals, making defensive plays. Kelso from Argentina. There's Benzema from France. Gabriel Jesus from Brazil. Immobile from Italy. Luis Diaz with Colombia. Cavani with Uruguay. Berardi with Italy. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a nice card. Nuno Mendes for Portugal. Oyarzabal for Spain. He's fantastic. Vardial, rated rookie for Croatia. Bruno Fernandes with Portugal. Portugal, Spain this afternoon. There's a Leo Dubois, rookie with France. Sung-Yu Kim with Korean Republic. There's a Valverde with Uruguay. A Bracalo on the optic for Croatia. There's a Dubois on the chrome rookie card, or the optic chrome. Another of the optics. The rookies, Owen Wendell in the Netherlands, and then Barbosa on the rookie Kings for Brazil. So some good cards coming out of that. Again, thank you, John, for buying in on that. Get that out to you. All right, and for those of you that are, again, joining in, yeah, that was a nice pack. We do have, where's the Vladdy Senior patch? I don't think it's in there. All right, so we do have a couple more of these. We've got an MBL. We're just doing a couple live things if you're just jumping in. So this is an NBL. This is Australian Basketball League. And actually, we'll run that. If you buy this one, you actually get 2 entries into the chance to win. So we've sold, I believe, 6 items, 6 live items. John says yes. Let's go. So this will be number 7. And you'll get 2 entries off of that, John. So Jeff will be taking care of that, moderating in the back. So, again, anybody jumping in looking for the Donruss break, we'll be getting to that shortly. There's Jonah Bolden, Malik Lewis on the rookie card, Cam Oliver, and then Alex Tuhey. And so these NBL cards, sometimes you do get names from the United States. Sometimes you don't. So I do have another single card that I forgot to run before. This is a Vladdy Senior patch for $3 if anybody's interested in that. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. Again, anybody in for Donruss break, we're going to get that going shortly. So $3 for that Vladdy pack. Okay. Or Vladdy patch, sorry. All right. We've got some F1. Again, we're different options here. This is F1. You get both of these. So this is a 2021 and a 2022 on the F1. This is also a double entry. So this is $12. If you're interested, you get 2 entries in. We've sold 7 items. John says, let's go. That'll make it 8. So we just have to sell 2 more items, and then we will be giving away a select mega as well as the packs. So, okay. John jumping in on those. Again, that's double entry. So we've sold 8 items, but John already has 10 entries because he doubled up. This is also a solid way to guarantee that you're going to get yourself a select box if nobody else jumps in. All right. Marino Sato, F2 Trident. Admittedly, I know nothing about F1. David Brivio. I know Lewis Hamilton's a solid pull, though. Grand Prix winner, Lewis Hamilton. That's a nice card. And then Path to the Podium, Esteban Ocon. So I know there's a... that paid for the E-Pack, or for the pack. Yeah, do you have a favorite driver? The Lewis Hamilton, I'm assuming, is what paid for that. And I'll get that Lewis Hamilton sleeved up. Max Verstappen, that's another nice one, if I know my names correctly. There's a Marcus Armstrong on the Future Stars. There's another Lewis Hamilton right there, guys. A couple nice packs right here. I don't think you're regretting getting these, and then Vittel and Stroll, the Constructor Coalition. So let me get a couple of these top loaded real quick. Again, anybody jumping in looking for the Donruss breaks, we are going to get those going very shortly here. Just doing some live sales with a chance for some free items. Going to run back to a couple things to see if we can hit that 10 mark, because John's been working hard with us here. Right now, just getting the Verstappen and the Lewis Hamiltons top loaded for you. This shows you the times, by the way. That was Lewis Hamilton with a mask on. So that was back during the COVID time. So again, John, thanks for buying those. Congrats. All right, a couple more lives. This is a Pokemon Paradox Rift. Admittedly, I don't know much about Pokemon, but $8 if you're interested in this. Scarlet and Violet Paradox Rift. John says, get me the Pokemon too. He's in. This will be our 9th item. All right, you want me to open the Pokemon also? Because I at least knew Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. I really don't know much about Pokemon. But if you say open it, I'll open it. All right, you got it. Best of luck on the Pokemon here. That's an Onix, a Tinkatink, a Charcadet, Flittle. That's a Snorlax doll trainer. I don't know if any of these are really good. John, let me know. Some more Tinkaton, a Durant, another Durant, but they're different. Okay. A Phoebus and a Professor Turo Scenario Trainer. That's a good one? Okay. Jeff's back on the clickety-clack. He's telling me this one's good, the Professor Turo's Scenario. Take care of that one. Or is Tat? Okay. Congrats on that. And then some energy. There you go. Again, full admission, I don't know. So we're at 9 sales. I'm going to throw up. There's one more Pokemon pack. More Paradox Rift here. Again, $8 if you're interested. Those of you jumping in, we are just a little behind and getting going. We've been doing some live sales. John has been hanging out with us doing some live sales, and he has just purchased the 10th item that we'll set up so that we are going to, any live items that are purchased, we are going to give away a select mega box. So, all right, we're going to open this one too. Jeff, I just stopped putting sticky notes on it because I figured you knew it was for John. All right. Miltank. All right. Wimpod. Plusle. Tandemouse. A Defiance Vest as a trainer. Veluza. That looks like a robot shark. That seems good. Technical Machine Turbo Energize. The Ambipom. Groudon. And the Iron Jugulis. Oh, that one seems good. It's got 130 hit power. Get that sleeved and top loaded because I don't know otherwise. And then basic energy. There we go. That's 10 items purchased. Thank you so much, John, for participating in that. We'll run some more live stuff later on. Actually, I do have one more thing I haven't run yet. So we'll throw this up there just in case somebody's interested.
You can tell my guy he wants a couple of the cards sleeved up.
Oh, yeah. Jeff will sleeve those up for you. He's a little smarter with Pokemon, and he'll follow the directions there too. So we'll make sure that's taken care of. All right, this is one of the 2026 Series 1 Topps Easter eggs. If you're interested, $20. Again, we can ship out to you. This one I'm not going to rip because I don't want to open up the egg. I want it to ship in there. So if anybody wants that, we'll ship it out to you. Okay. All right. So for those of you that are jumping in, we are going to get into our Donruss break. John, if you want to stick around, we'll run some more live stuff kind of in between a little bit. We'll go back to some of those medallions and some of the mystery packs, but you pretty much brought us out of the packs we had today, so thank you so much for doing that. We will run a race at the end where we're going to give away. So for live buyers, we're going to give away these as a second and third place prize. And then this is going to be our first place prize, is that Select Mega. So right now, that's going to be John. But we are going to get into our breaks. So again, John, thanks for being live with us. I hope you get to stick around. There you go. There's a game starting at 2 o'clock, I believe. All right, John, take care. Thanks for being with us. So again, we want to get going here. I am going to get to our team list here so we can start opening these up. Thanks so much to you guys that bought in. Again, 2 hobbies. We are going to hit counter this thing, and there's going to be some buyers giveaways at the end too for some Donruss packs. So we'll follow that theme. All right, it's opening up. Just getting the packs out, and then we'll read some names here. So we are going to open one box, do our hit counter, and then go from there. Yes, Timmy C definitely owned this one. He got after it for sure. So here are our teams and where we're at while I'm opening up the packs, and then we'll talk hit counter as well. The Diamondbacks are Matt S. The Braves are Timothy C. John R.'s got the Orioles and the Red Sox. William D. with the Cubs. Timothy C. We're going to see that name a lot, guys. With the White Sox. John R. with the Reds and the Guardians. Charles K. has got the Rockies. Kent W. with the Tigers. Ken J. with the Astros. Timothy C. with the Royals. David M. with the Angels. Timothy C. on a run here. So Timothy C.'s got the Dodgers, Marlins, Brewers, Twins, Mets. Charles K.'s got the Yankees. Timothy C. comes right back with the A's. Phillies are David M. Pirates are Timothy C. Padres are Timothy C. Jason H. with the Giants. Brandon F. with the Mariners. Timothy C. with the Cardinals. David M. with the Rays. James P. with the Rangers. And Timothy C., of course, closing it out with the Blue Jays and the Nationals. So thank you guys for buying spots. A big thank you to Timothy C. For buying all those spots. A number of repeats on there too. John, thanks for buying some multiple spots. Looks like David's got multiple spots up there. Charles, I think, has got multiple spots. So thank you guys. If I missed anybody else that's got multiple spots, again, appreciate you on that. So I'm going to keep opening up these, and I want to tell you about the hit counter. If you are not in on the breaks, you can still participate. So a chance to win more free stuff, John, if you're still there. But I'm going to remove the team list. I'm going to put up the hit counter. So here's what we do. When we run breaks at Cardlines, we love to give you guys the opportunity to win some free stuff and play along and make some guesses. So we are putting 4 teams up there, and I picked 4 teams that have recognizable names that we're going after in here. Guys that we're trying to find out of here. So I picked teams like, so we've got the Brewers, you've got Miz in here, you've got Mate in here, you've got a number of good prospects that are in there. I picked the Pirates because you got Charlie Condon that's in here. You can always get a Skeens that's in play. I think Bubba Chandler's are in there. For the Brewers, Andrew Fisher. I just saw an Andrew Fisher for the record. Then we go to the Rockies. In the Rockies, you're going to get Ethan Holiday, Charlie Condon. Those are good cards, good guys we're trying to pull out of there. And then we got the Nationals with Eli Willits. So Condon is Rockies. So I think I said that with the Rockies. Maybe I goofed that up, but Condon will be with the Rockies. So again, you're predicting the team that you think is going to have the most cards out of these 2 boxes. We'll go through one box. We'll show you where we're at, and then you get a chance to update your pick, and then we'll lock them in. And if you get a pick correct, you get a spot in the Leprechaun race for a chance to win free Donruss packs. So we'll be giving away some Donruss packs coming up. We've got a blaster that we're going to open up. You can see it right there. And so there's some Donruss blaster packs that will be given. Well, you can kind of see it, but the hit counter was in the way. So feel free to make your prediction. You want to predict which team's going to have the most, and then you want to predict which one is what the total number is going to be. So J-Dog's got it down there. Nat's 51. So, John, you're going to want to say Pirates, and then you want to pick a total, too. So it's however many they add up. And a hit is just the team. So anybody that comes out of it. So I saw an Andrew Fisher. That's going to be there. I will tell you the number is going to be more than 13 across these cards. All right, so I'm going to move that off of there. We're going to get going because we are running just a little bit behind, but I think we're in a good spot. Good luck, everybody. Here's hoping for some good things. We'll start off with Colt Keith from Detroit. I will tell you guys, a lot of the rookies, inserts, that kind of stuff, will get sleeved off screen so we can keep stuff moving. Ricky Henderson with Oakland, it says on there. Luis Angel Acuna he's in his Mets uniform, but that's going to the White Sox. And it does say Chicago on both sides. Hideki Matsui with New York. There's Dylan Cruz with the Nationals. So that constitutes a hit. That's a card. And so that's going to go up on there. So the Nationals jumped in the lead with 1. There's a Sungwoon Song with the Padres. Yeah, that'll get sleeved up off screen. Johnny Bench with the Reds. Jimmy Fox with Philadelphia. Deion Sanders with the Reds. There's Robin Yount, Rockin' Robin with the Brewers. So the Brewers are going to get a spot up there. And our first auto, we're going to get 3 autos or mem cards, is a really, really nice card, guys. This is going out to Timothy C. This is a Reggie Jackson autograph out of 49. Reggie Jackson on the Signature Series autograph out of 49. Ballpark Stars, what team do they go to in the break? I think Jeff's answering you right now. He's typing, so he'll get you. When we get under 100, a numbered out of 100, we get some fireworks. So congratulations to Tim. That's a great card. Love that. Reggie Jackson auto out of 49. Ooh, clicking too many things. There we go. All right, back to it. You got Mariano Rivera on the Optic. Cruz Schoolcraft on the Optic Rated Prospects. There's a Spencer Jones on the Unleashed with the Yankees. I'm going to Charles. Slade Caldwell on the Rated Prospect for Arizona. Seaver King with Washington, so the Nationals are going to get another spot up there. Chase Burns with Cincinnati. He's been pitching really well. Marcelo Meyer with Boston. Josh Hamilton with Texas. Miggy Cabrera with Detroit. There's Robin Yount again for the Brewers. It's a second Robin Yount already. So if you bought the Brewers, Tim was probably not looking for that, but where are things like crossover? If they're listed on the back to a team, they go to that. Yeah, they go to wherever they are in the checklist. Otherwise, we do a randomization. So there's a nice rated prospect on the silver right there for Donruss. That's Kevin McGonigal. Going to Detroit, that's Kent W. It's a nice looking card. Peyton Tolley for Boston. Nice rated rookie. Jim Thome with Cleveland. Jimmy Crooks with St. Louis on the rated rookie. David Wright with the Mets. Roman Anthony with Boston. All right, Yadier Molina with St. Louis on the Optic. There's a Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, out of 199 for the Yankees. So Yankees are a Charles K. getting the Don Mattingly out of 199. So that's one of the things about these Donruss packs. You get to take a look at some numbered cards too. There's nice Bobby Witt Jr. on the Diamond Marbles. That one's going to KC. It's Timmy, or Timothy C. Sorry, not Timmy. Merrick Houston from Minnesota. Wandy Essien for the rated prospect for New York. Madison Bumgarner. Leo DeRocher with Chicago. There's a Bobby Witt Jr. Cade Horton with the Cubs. Bo Jackson for Kansas City. There's a Cade Horton on the silver for the Cubs. There's Vladdy Guerrero with the Angels. Chipper Jones with Atlanta. There's a Paul Skeens. So Pittsburgh's going to get on the board. We hadn't seen Pittsburgh yet, or the Rockies. Yeah, I saw like AZ Fudd is an option in there too, that is connected. So, so there's Skeens. Miggy Cabrera. There's a Jacob Mizorowski for the Brewers. Again, he's not a rated rookie or prospect in here. Still a nice card to get, but not a rated rookie or prospect. Jason Varitek on the Optic. Ike Irish, nice prospect for Baltimore. That one's going out to John. There's a Prince Fielder on the Bomb Squad with the Brewers. That's a sweet card. So the Brewers go up to 4, and they are in the lead by 2 at this point. Mike Sirota with LA. There's a National, Jarlin Susana, on the rated prospects. So the Nationals go to 3 and are keeping pace. We haven't seen a Rocky yet. So Charles is saying, where are the Rockies at this point in time? Madison Bumgarner with San Francisco, Leo DeRocher with Chicago, Bobby Witt Jr. with Kansas City, Cade Horton with the Cubs. Kansas City's got Bo Jackson. There's Reggie Jackson with New York. That's an artist-proof image, and that is out of 25. So Reggie Jackson, Oakland, and Reggie Jackson, New York. I'm just making sure that Reggie Jackson, that one's Oakland. This one's going to be New York. So this one is going to Charles out of 25. What a cool card. Let's get some fire. Let's see, make sure you guys can see it there. Out of 25. And let's get some fireworks going for a really nice Reggie Jackson. So there you go. Timothy C got 1. Charles K, you got 1 as well. Cam Smith with Houston. Randy Johnson with Seattle. Pudge Rodriguez with Texas. There's Bubba Chandler with the Pittsburgh rated rookie. So Pittsburgh will go to 2. And the Rockies are playing hard to get here. Bryce Eldridge, nice rookie card. There's a Cal Ripken on the optic. There's a Kazuma Okamoto, and that's out of 39. So we're not even halfway through this box yet, and we've already seen some really low-numbered stuff. That's a great card going to Toronto. Congratulations, Timothy C. Should just have a button that says Timothy C. Let's get some fireworks for Timothy C. This is nice. Nice card. The 39. Congratulations on that. Very cool. All right, we're going to go right into a Connor Griffin on the crunch time. So Pittsburgh's going to go up to 3 and tie the Nationals in second place. I haven't really kept tabs. When Connor Griffin first came up, he did really well. Curious if he's continued to do well. Slater DeBrun on the rated prospect. There's an Andrew Fisher on the rated prospect for the Brewers. Andrew Fisher's been a hot name, and he's been hitting his way up through the system already. So the Brewers are going to go to 5. So that's a nice one, by the way, for Timothy. Cam Schlittler, Frank Chance with Chicago, Jacob Wilson with Oakland. There's a Paul Skeens with Pittsburgh. There's Jose getting a guess in with the Nationals. I think we're going to be higher than that in the end, Jose, because we are predicting, again, total score. So we're already at 12, and we're not even halfway through the first box. So I'll give you an update shortly on that. Well, when we get past the first box, you can update it. Deion Sanders, there's an Hideki Matsui on the foil. Dick Allen with Chicago. Sammy Sosa with Chicago. Different Chicagos, though. The kid, Ken Griffey Jr. Cam Schlittler. We've seen a couple Cam Schlittlers. Chase Burns with Cincinnati. Spacer. Michael Young with Texas. And the optic. Josh Hammond with Kansas City. That's on the nice optic. That's got that bronze kind of color to it. Not numbered. That's a cool card. That's an Elite Series Mike Piazza. That one is with the Mets. It's a cool card. Congratulations to the Mets. Timothy C. Spencer Jones for the Yankees. Durangelo Quinche with Seattle. There's Brandon Sproat on the rated rookie for Milwaukee. So the Brewers go to 6. Albert Pujols with St. Louis. Gil Hodges with Brooklyn. Jackson Chourio for the Brewers. Jace Jung with Detroit. So with Chourio takes the Brewers to 7. This half box is heavy with Brewers. There's an Ethan Conrad rated prospect, and that's out of 149. It's a nice one. Looks like it's going to the Cubs. William D. Jeff, can you check that Ethan Conrad on the checklist? Pretty sure that's Cubs. David Ortiz. Kevin Youkilis. He is Cubs. Okay, perfect. Mike Piazza. Darryl Strawberry. And then Nick Kurtz. We've got a Luke Keyshaw on the optic for Minnesota. And we've got a Mitch Voigt on the orange out of 199. That one's going to New York. That one looks like it's the Mets. It's great when you get these New York ones and they don't say which team they're with because they can't actually use the license thing. But I think Mitch Voigt is Mets. Could be wrong, though. There's a nice Elite Series Bubba Chandler for Pittsburgh. Voit is the Mets. I'm 2 for 2, everybody. I am 2 for 2. So Bubba Chandler, that means the Pirates go up to 5. They're in second. Again, not a single Rocky in this first half of the box. Justin Crawford with Philadelphia, and then Devin Taylor with Oakland. All right, that's half of box 1. We're going to keep rolling. Here we go. Cam Schlittler with the Yankees, Frank Chance, Jacob Wilson with Oakland. There's Paul Skeens with Pittsburgh, Deion Sanders with Cincinnati. So let me take care of the Skeens. They're at 6. They're within shouting, 1 away from the Brewers. There's Roberto Alomar for Toronto out of 149. So congrats to Timothy C on that. So we should still have 2 autos or relics. We've had 1 so far. Brendan Summerhill on the rated prospect. That's on that clearly, which is such a cool looking card. So congratulations to David M. Carlton Fisk, Pat Murphy with the Brewers. So the Brewers get a manager card to put them up. I've been pulling numbered Pat Murphy cards when I've been doing these boxes. We'll see if I get one today. Christian Moore with Los Angeles. Chase DeLauder on the nice rated rookie for Cleveland. There's a Paul Skeens on the Optic Prism. That's a sweet card. That's going out to Pittsburgh. Congrats, Timothy. And that will put Pittsburgh up to 7. Johnny Farmello from Seattle is going to be to 149. I should get it so you can see it a little better. There we go. So congrats to Seattle, Brandon. We come right back to another nice Paul Skeens card. The Paul Skeens Unleashed with the laser. Not a numbered card, but super cool. Again, Pittsburgh doing well. And Pittsburgh just tied up the Brewers. So they both have 8. Josh Hammond, rated prospect for Kansas City. Liam Doyle with St. Louis. There's a Brewer. Brandon Sproat. So Pirates tied up. Brewers jump back in front. Albert Pujols, Gil Hodges, Jackson Churio, Jace Jung. So the Brewers jump back with a vengeance there. So the Brewers are up to 10. There's a Satchel Paige. That's a super cool card for St. Louis. Love some of that old stuff they put in there. Timothy C on that. Jacob Wilson, Josh Hamilton with Texas, Tony Lazzeri with New York, Treya Savage on the nice rated rookie for Toronto. And there's our next autograph. It's also out of 49. That's Brock Porter for Texas. So Toronto had Treya Savage, that's Timothy C. And then Texas is going to be James P. with the Brock Porter out of 49 auto. Congratulations on that. Let's get you some fireworks. And that is 49 out of 49. Bookend breaks. I haven't gotten to say that much. That's like a card line break things. And I haven't had that many bookend, but bookend breaks 49 out of 49. Kind of see it there. Congratulations. Super cool card. Yogi Berra with New York. Oh, we got some trivia time. Just throwing out soccer trivia. I love it. There's Avia Arquette with Miami. That's Timothy C. There's a Johnny Bench on the Elite Series for Cincinnati. Again, a lot of these inserts and rookies are going to get sleeved off screen, guys. Ike Irish with Baltimore. Cruz Schoolcraft with San Diego. Colt Keith with Detroit. Oakland, Ricky Henderson. Luis Angel Acuna with the White Sox. Hideki Matsui with the Yankees. Dylan Cruz with the Nationals. So we're going to get Dylan Cruz with the Nationals up there. Still not a single Rocky. That's crazy. Riley Quick with Minnesota is going to be out of 250. So that Minnesota spot, Timothy C. There you go. Argentina right away. Good call. I didn't even read the trivia question. But that gets you a leprechaun in the hit counter give you. So congratulations, John. You are killing the live portion of this show. I want you to know that. So well done. Pi Trainer. Byung-Yoon Kim with Arizona. Oakland, Jose Canseco. Dwight Gooden. Chicago's got Matt Shaw. There's Dylan Cruz on an optic. The Nationals will go up to 5. Excuse me. Billy Carlson from Chicago on the rated prospect on the foil. Jacob Wilson on the Unleashed for Oakland. Nice cards. Namala from Toronto. Arquette from Miami. Still no Rockies. Chase Burns from Cincinnati. Marcelo Meyer from Boston. Josh Hamilton from Texas. Miggy Cabrera from Detroit. There's Robin Yount again, followed by a foil Jackson Chourio. So the Brewers are going to add 2 more to their lead. Frank Chance, Marcelo Meyer, Bryce Matthews for Houston, Mike Schmidt for Philadelphia, Tony Perez for Cincinnati. There's Bo Jackson on an optic for Kansas City. That's going out to Timothy C. Arjun Namala on the optic for Toronto. There's a Bubba Chandler on the rookie crunch time. That one's nice for Pittsburgh. Timothy C. Pele was real. That's true. There we go. Gage Jump. Charles Davalon. My only other guess would be Germany if it wasn't Brazil. For second, no, I'm not right on that either. Bumgarner, DeRocher, Bobby Witt Jr., Cade Horton, Bo Jackson. There's a David Ortiz out of 250. Big Poppy going out to John R. I like Bubba Chandler. I think he's going to be good, John. So I think those rookies you've got might be worthwhile. Bryce Eldridge on the San Francisco rated rookie. Hit counter's been quiet for a little bit here. Colson Montgomery, Chandler Simpson, Elston Howard with New York. There's a Made on the Jersey Kings. So we got we got 2 autos. We got a mem card. We got a nice mem card with Jesus Made for Milwaukee. Very cool. That one's not numbered, but still an awesome card. Again, that's going out to Timothy C. We'll get that in a larger top loader too to make sure it's safe. There you go. Congratulations on that. We got to put that on the hit counter for sure. Brewers up to 13. Chase Young on the optic. Chipper Jones on the optic foil. Ooh, there's a nice numbered crunch time Cam Schlittler out of 99. Sweet card for the Yankees. Charles K. Yankees have done well. Cam Schlittler out of 99. Let me get some fireworks going here. Let's see, sort of through the fireworks, the 99 right there. Super cool card. Congratulations on that. Tommy White with Oakland. Marcus Phillips with Boston. Both rookies and prospects. There's Cam Schlittler right there. Frank Chance, Jacob Wilson, Paul Skeens, Deion Sanders. So we will move the Pirates up to 10. They are trying to stay within shouting distance of the Brewers. There's Casey Cunningham from Arizona on the foil. So that one's going to Matt S. Chase Burns, Cam Smith, Randy Johnson, Pudge Rodriguez, Bubba Chandler on the rookie card. I mentioned Bubba Chandler in the chat, and he keeps coming. So Pirates get within 2 of the Brewers. A couple more cards. So there's Sagano for Baltimore on the optic. Charles Davalon from LA on the optic. It's a Ken Griffey Jr. Diamond Marvels. That's a sweet card. That one goes to the Reds, by the way. That's Cincinnati. So that one's going out to John. Franklin Arias with Boston, and then Vance Honeycutt. So we are done with box number 1. I'm going to bring up the hit counter. You guys have a chance to update once we get into box 2. That will be locked in. We're at 29 right now. Again, we've got another box to go, so it's a reasonable guess that we'll end up in that 55 to 60 range. Right now, one of the things that's crazy, the Rockies have not hit a single card. Like in a whole box, there are 192 cards, if I just did my quick math correctly, and not one of them was from the Colorado Rockies. So kind of crazy, but that's the way it goes sometimes. You can see the Brewers have a pretty good lead. Pirates, you can update your picks. There's the empty box. You can update your picks until I start going through these cards, but while I'm opening these, you have a chance to get that done. Again, I would suggest Brewers or Pirates. Anything else, you're looking for a major upset. Like you are looking for a comeback of epic proportions if you're there. John's predicting the Rockies will end up with 3 cards. You know what? I have so little faith based on how they went. I would say 2. I'm taking the under, John. Taking the under on the Rockies. And I apologize to Charles for that because he has that spot. But I am taking the under based on how that went. So we've got about an hour until kickoff. If anybody's watching Spain-Portugal, that should be a great match. And then if anybody in the chat is watching the U.S.-Belgium tonight, what are your predictions? How you feeling? Where are we at on that? I am fired up. I am a huge U.S. soccer fan. You can't see it, but I'm wearing my Brian McBride jersey right now. Going old school. I've worn this. Every time I've worn this when they've been playing, they have won in this World Cup. I have an old school U.S. soccer goalkeeper jersey because I was a goalkeeper back in the day. But somehow, never, it never, like I didn't outgrow it. I've grown in unhealthy ways, I guess. But that thing still fits, which is great. It was kind of big back in the day. But I wore that during the Turkey match, and then they had that late goal that cost them the tie, and yeah. So I'm sticking with Brian McBride. Never count out the worst team in baseball breaks. But they're not actually bad. They have some good prospects. So there's some benefits there in the breaks. But to make a believer out of you that they can pull through an infectious selection with lots of cards. Yeah, there's something to that. But, I mean, again, Ethan Holiday, Condon, those are not bad names to pull out of there. We're just not pulling them out of there. So, all right. So there is the second. I'm going to give you guys just a minute here while I take a quick drink. It says the hundreds of Chris Bryant cards I have. Well, you know what, guys? On eBay, I apologize. I have had that eBay live sale pinned the whole time, which just makes the image less enjoyable. So I fixed it now. It's gone. All right, let's get the hit counter off of there. Jeff is going to close predictions here. So if you haven't updated your prediction, you want to do that real quickly. Ripping cards, you're going to want to update. Orange Granger, you're going to want to update real quick here if you haven't. And Jose, you're at the Nationals still. So make your updated predictions. Jeff will close those out in a second. I'm going to get rolling with the second box. Good luck, everybody. Jace Jung with Detroit. Bo Jackson with Kansas City. There's a National, Dylan Cruz. Yogi Berra with New York. And then Churio is going to come through with the Brewers. That's going to be a numbered card. But let's get the Nationals up there up to 6. And then the Brewers are going to go to 14 for this Jackson Churio out of 149. Very cool. Congratulations again, Timothy C. with the Brewers. Churio, if he hadn't been hurt to start the year, I think he's an all-star. I think a guy we're going to look for later on, by the way, Bryce Terang in the Heritage, he probably should be an all-star, but he's not. There's one of those clearly Charles Davalon for LA. Yeah, rookies and inserts will get sleeved off screen for the most parts. Rhett Lauder with Cincinnati. So, the Reds aren't on there. Silly me. Yogi Berra, Randy Johnson, Mike Schmidt. There's a nice Trey Savage on the rated rookie. There's a spacer. And the Brewers just keep coming at you. There's a Robin Yount optic on the prism. So there's a nice silver. So the Brewers go to 15. Today's baseball player needs to toughen up. I'm not sure. Are you referring to Jackson Churio being out and injured? Because he did break his finger in the World Baseball Classic. So, Roman Anthony out with a pulled muscle. Here's an Ethan Salas out of 199. That's going out to San Diego. Kind of a cool color match right there. So that's Timothy C. As we would guess it would have been. Robinson Cano on the Elite Series going to the Yankees. That's a cool Salas card. Casey Cunningham for Arizona. Nice Kevin McGonigal on the prospect for Detroit. Roberto Alomar with Toronto. Satchel Paige with St. Louis. Sung Song for the Padres. Padres are doing all right to start this box. Sagano with Baltimore. There's a nice Bryce Eldridge on the laser. Rated rookie. Very cool card. That's for San Francisco. That one's going to Jason. Bryce Eldridge came up and was hammering the ball. Jacob Mizorowski. So the Brewers are going to go to 16. A 5-hit lead over the Pirates currently. Ortiz, Dave Winfield with San Diego, George Brett with Kansas City, Ken Griffey Jr., and there's our first auto of box number 2, Enrique Bradfield Jr. on the Signature Series with Baltimore. So, John, congratulations. Nice autograph. Was in a lot of Elite Extra Edition breaks with Baltimore and ended up with a fair amount of Enrique Bradfield Jr. So, Chandler Simpson for Tampa Bay. Blake Mitchell with Kansas City on the rated prospects. Dylan Cruz on the Unleashed for Washington. So the Nationals are going to go to 7. You think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to come back? I hope so. Or you think the Pirates are going to come back? Oh, you meant like not Milwaukee Bucks. You meant the Bucks in the hit counter. I got you. All right. Jefferson Rojas. Mitch Voigt. Well, because anybody that's a Bucks fan, which I'm a Bucks fan, is hoping the Milwaukee Bucks can come back. Cade Horton, Hideki Matsui. There's Rhett Lauder with Cincinnati, Barry Larkin with Cincinnati, Christian Campbell with Boston. There's a nice Brady Ebel rated prospect for the Brewers. So again, the Brewers doing very well in this break. So Brady Ebel, one of those names that I was selling at a card show, and a guy came up to me and he's like, "Do you have Brady Ebel?" And I said, "I have a couple, but not a lot." And he's like, "I don't understand why, but he is like super collectible right now." His dad's a Major League Baseball coach. He coaches with the Dodgers, I think. But yeah, Brady Ebel has not done a ton in the minor leagues, but he's a name that people are searching for. So the Brewers are up 6 now. Jim Thome with Cleveland, Piazza with New York, Cam Smith with Houston, Bryce Matthews with Houston, Tony Lazzeri with New York. Bucks in basketball are toast. They might be. They're rebuilding, right? They're rebuilding. Colson Montgomery on the optic. Nice card to get. Slade Caldwell. A nice optic for Arizona. It's not numbered, but very cool card going out to Matt. Jonah Tong on a nice rookie crunch time. Solid pitcher for the Mets, which holy cow have they been bad. Talking about teams that are toast somehow. I mean, the Mets pay a crazy amount of money and they just struggle. There's Jonah Tong. Nice one there for the Mets. It's going to Timothy C. Kellen Lindsay with LA. Waldschmidt with Arizona. Will Clark with San Francisco. Ozzie Smith with St. Louis. Roger Clemens with Boston. Trevor Hoffman with San Diego. There's Jackson Churio with the Brewers. So the Brewers are dominating the hit counter. Barry Larkin with the Reds, followed by Barry Larkin on the base. So you got the foil and then the base. Jason Varitek with Boston. Pud Rodriguez with Texas. Tony Perez with Cincinnati. And Carlton Fisk with Boston. Nice Bryce Eldridge on the optic for San Francisco. So that one is Jason. Slade sounds like a DJ's name. I was actually a DJ. I was DJ Double J back in the day. Ching Sing Ko, rated prospect. There's a Nick Kurtz on the bomb squad. Cool card going out to the A's. Timothy C. Dax Kelby, rated prospect. Sean Gamble on the rated prospect. And Acuna. Ken Griffey Sr. with Cincinnati. There's a Josh Gibson. That's our first one. We're going to have to randomize that guy. So we'll get that taken care of later. No. What's that? Or it might go to Colorado. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we will randomize it. There's Chipper Jones out of 250. Nice one for the Braves. Timothy C. It's funny. Every time I look up, it's Timothy C. too, which it's not. There's other people are getting good hits too, which is great. But a lot of Timothy C. Peyton Tolley with Boston. Kevin Youkilis with Boston. Kjerstad with Baltimore. Jensen with Kansas City on the rated rookie. We'll follow that up with another Josh Gibson. Ooh, there's a nice Jersey Kings. There's a Chase Burns. So there's our second hit. Chase Burns pitching really well. That's going to Cincinnati. John. Congrats on that. There's a Bubba Chandler on the optic. That's a nice card for Pittsburgh. Do you have that one? Do you have the optic rated rookie, John, in your 300 Bubba Chandler cards? So Pittsburgh's going to go to 12. Who's your team, by the way, John? Like, who do you root for in baseball? Deion Sanders on the optic prism. There's a nice Jacob Mizorowski on the Diamond Marvels. It's got that refractor look to it. That's different. That's not a base Diamond Marvels. I don't know the exact name. I think that's the Kapow. That's what it's called technically. It's got that kind of like Batman Kapow. That's a nice one for the Brewers. So the Brewers go up to 19 cards already, and the Rockies have none. Shin-Sing Ko with Los Angeles, rated prospect. Blake Mitchell on the rated prospect for KC. Sung Kim for Los Angeles. There's a nice Aaron Judge card for the Yankees. I think that's the first Aaron Judge we've seen. King Felix with Seattle. Gil Hodges with Brooklyn. Bobby Witt Jr. with Kansas City. There's a Sean Gabble KC on the foil. Rhett Lauder with Cincinnati. Yogi Berra with New York. Randy Johnson. Mike Schmidt. There's a Trey Savage with Toronto. There's a nice Carlton Fisk, numbered out of 199. So this second box is giving us some really nice cards, but not as low a numbered as the first box did. First box probably delivered a little better on that. But Boston, that's a nice one for John. Need to reload my sleeves. All right, and we're back at it. Quick changeover. Rodriguez for St. Louis on the Optic. The Diamond Marvels, Nolan Ryan for Texas. That's a cool card. George Lombard Jr. with the Yankees, a nice rated prospect. And Rodriguez, rated prospect with St. Louis. All right, last half a box. Hit counters at 38. Brewers are up 19-12 on the Pirates. Nationals have 7. Rockies have 0. 0. Crazy. Kjerstad for Baltimore. Okamoto for Toronto on the rated rookie. Rodriguez with Texas. There's a National, James Wood. So we're going to put the Nationals up to 8. We're going to need some hits to get up into those 50s. Colson Montgomery with the White Sox. Jim Thome with Cleveland, New York with Mike Piazza. Cam Smith and Bryce Matthews from Houston, New York's Tony Lazzeri. There's a Big Papi autograph out of 25. Nice. I was just saying we didn't get that many low-numbered stuff. Boston says, give me a second. John, congratulations on an awesome Big Papi card. You can see the numbering right there. I'm trying to keep it in focus. 21 out of 25. Very cool. Let's get those fireworks kicking. That's great. Congratulations, J-Dog. John, glad you got a very sweet Big Papi card. That one's awesome. I love that. Marcelo Meyer from Boston, sticking with Boston on the Optic. Sean Gamble, KC on the Optic, rated prospect. There's a Bobby Witt Jr. on the Bomb Squad. There's our first base of Jesus Made. So that's a rated prospect. So the Brewers will get another one. John, 7 John says he's jealous, which I'm jealous too. I'm with you. So the Brewers go to 20. Nationals are going to come back and say, hold on, we want to try to stay within half. So Luke Dickerson with the rated prospects. You're a Sox fan, John? Okay. Red Sox, I'm assuming. Yeah, we're seeing some great cards come out of here. Cal Ripken from Baltimore. There's Brandon Sprout with Milwaukee. So the Brewers are up to 21. The Brewers just hit blackjack. Madison Bumgarner. Colt Keith with Detroit. Dave Winfield with San Diego. There's a Kellen Lindsay on the foil rated prospect. Barry Larkin with Cincinnati. Jason Varitek with Boston. Pudge with Texas. Tony Perez with Cincinnati. Carlton Fisk with Boston. Sorry, I'm just going to go through a few of those quicker, even though they're upside down. There's a Frank Chance on the Optic card. Nice. Sung Moon Song on that kind of cracked ice look out of 25. That's a nice one for San Diego. They got that sweet Salas looking card. And then Timothy C. gets the rated rookie out of 25. So the second half of this box is absolutely showing up. No question. So get those fireworks going again for San Diego and Timothy C. Very cool card. Out of 25. Right there. All right, we're going to follow that up with another really nice card. Jacob Mizorowski on the Elite Series. Mizorowski's super collectible right now. They're saying he's not going to pitch in the All-Star game because he's set to throw the last regular game for the Brewers before the break. I don't know if they'll change that or not, but as a Brewer fan, I'd rather he pitch in our games. There's a Luis Pena on the rated prospect for the Brewers. So the Brewers are up at 23. The Brewers have almost doubled the Pirates. John, I don't know if they're coming back. I don't know if the Pirates are going to be able to come back. Daniel Pierce with Tampa Bay. Veritek with Boston. Molina with St. Louis. Rivera with New York. Kershaw with Minnesota. Michael Young with Texas. Christian Campbell on the foil for Boston. Peyton Tolley with Boston. A couple of Boston cards in a row. 3 in a row. Kevin Youkilis. Baseball hotspot. It is nice. When you're over there on the East Coast, there's so many different options you've got, which is pretty cool. Kjerstad with Baltimore. Kansas City. There's another Josh Gibson. There's a Paul Skeens on the Diamond Kings. I haven't seen that many Diamond Kings come out of these. I wonder if this is one of the more rare inserts. That's a very cool card going to Pittsburgh, Timothy C. And that'll put the Pirates at 13, trying not to get doubled up by the Brewers. Elston Howard on the Optic. Dax Kilby on the Optic. Kate Anderson with Seattle. On the rated prospect, Noah Schultz with the White Sox on the rated prospect. There's an Aaron Judge. King Felix with Seattle. Gil Hodges with Brooklyn. Bobby Witt Jr. with Kansas City. And Acuna with the White Sox. There's a numbered Jim Tomei for Cleveland. Someone's going to John. That's going to be out of 99. That'll get you some fireworks. Get that top loaded. We'll put the fireworks up there. Here we go. John doing well with the older players, the classics. Peyton Tolley with Boston. Youkilis with Boston. We've seen that before. Kjerstad with Baltimore. Carter Jensen on the rated rookie for Kansas City. There's another Josh Gibson. We have 4 Josh Gibsons in this box. None in the first. There's Tony Perez on the Optic for Cincinnati. And just as I say that, of course, we're going to get a numbered Josh Gibson to 149. So that one I really do feel like we should give to Colorado. We can't by our own rules. It will all be randomized. So whoever wins the Leprechaun race that we're going to run is going to get this Josh Gibson. So there we go. And then the second, third, fourth, and fifth will get the base cards. There's a nice Chase DeLauder from Cleveland for the Crunch Time rookie. There's the reason Washington was on the list. Eli Willits. It's the first Eli Willits we've seen that's going to take the Nationals to double digits. And the Rockies are still at 0. Matching your ERA. Nice. They out of 99. Or the Jim Tomei. The 34.99. Is that your ERA? That's rough. Jamie Arnold with Oakland, or the team formerly known as Oakland. George Brett from KC. Carter Jensen with the rated rookie from KC. Don Mattingly and Reggie Jackson for the Yankees. Ya-Seong Kim with Los Angeles. Roberto Alomar on the foil for Toronto. We're getting down to the end here. Hit counter's only at 46. Oh, era as in years. I got you. See, I'm in the baseball mood. But yes, honestly, I love some. That's one of my favorite things about the Panini products is that you get some of those older players and guys that like I grew up watching. So I love that. I love that you've gotten some sweet autographs out of guys that I got to watch. Rhett Lauder with Cincinnati, Yogi Berra with New York, Randy Johnson with Seattle, Philadelphia with Mike Schmidt. Trey Savage out of Toronto gives us into a spacer. Mike Schmidt on the Optic for Philadelphia. Kellen Lindsay on the Optic. There's a Jose Canseco Bomb Squad on the laser. That's a cool one. Oakland's done all right here. Sacramento, I guess. The A's. So Timothy C. Can we get a Rocky? That's the question. Can we get a Rocky? Watch us get a 1-of-1 Rocky in the end of this thing. Brendan Summerhill with Tampa Bay rated prospect. JoJo Parker on the rated prospect for Toronto. Amai with Houston. Jonah Tong with the Mets. And a nice rated rookie. Pujols with St. Louis. DeRocher with Chicago. Ricky Henderson. There's a Riley Quick on the rated prospect out of 199. So congrats to the Minnesota spot, Timothy C. Let's see the 199. Then we've got a Jacob Mizorowski. So the Brewers go up to 24. The Brewers are going to win the hit counter, guys. That one's kind of done. Big Papi. Dave Winfield with San Diego. George Brett with KC. Cincinnati's got Ken Griffey Sr. Another spacer. Last couple cards. Bryce Matthews, the Optic. There's a nice Philadelphia numbered card to 149. See the 149. Congrats going out to David. Aiden Miller on the rated prospect green. Game 1 of the NLCS in 1980. That's awesome. I was born in 1979, so that one wouldn't have worked out for me. I'd have been a baby. There's James Wood. So the Nationals are going to catch one at the end here. The Nationals are actually going to catch two at the end. Get him to almost to the Pirates. So there's another Gavin Feem with Washington. And then our last card, Johnny Farmello with Seattle. So good couple of boxes overall. We are going to randomize our Josh Gibsons in just a second. So every team that's got an entry here, if anybody's jumping in right now looking for the select break, that is coming up shortly. But instead, we are going to go to our Leprechaun race. Let me get the Leprechaun race up there. And everybody that's got a spot is listed in here. So you can see there's 30 spots. There's 30 names entered. I can show you the list. A lot of Timothy C's. Everybody that was in there is involved. And what we're going to do is just whoever gets first is going to get the number Josh Gibson. And then whoever gets second, third, fourth, and fifth will get a Josh Gibson also. All right. So I set it at 20 seconds because the U.S. won 2-0. And we'll take that. Here we go. Good luck to everybody. I'll shuffle it 2 times. And there we go. Let's see what we got here. Timothy C is winning, which makes sense because there's a lot of Timothy C. And Timothy C is going to come from the back to beat Timothy C. All right. So Ken W got in there too. So I'm just going to, Jeff, I'm going to write the places on a sticky note. What's that? Okay, well, I'm just about done with my sticky notes, so I'm going to finish it. All right. So there we go. I'm going to hit race again just so they can be quiet. But that's how we do the Leprechaun race. That's what we'll do at the end with our hit counter stuff too. So let's talk about the hit counter and see where that ended up at. We ended up at 49. So because we did not have anybody within 1, normally we go if you're within 1, you get a Leprechaun. We went the next closest. The next closest was actually 8 away. So J-Dog, you're going to catch a Leprechaun for guessing 57 and being 8 away. That's a ways away to catch that. And then J-Dog, you're getting 2 because you predicted the Brewers as well. And then Orange Granger said the Brewers also. So we have 3 Leprechauns that are coming with that. I believe John got a Leprechaun. 7, John. You were not in that race for the Leprechaun. You will be in the race at the end with your trivia answer for one of these packs. So we'll put a couple of these Donruss blaster packs up there at the end. So that's what you'll be in there. So that wasn't you. You'll be at the end. But you can keep playing because we have 2 more breaks if you're available and want to. All right, so that's the deal. Let me do a quick recap here. We'll maybe throw a couple of live items up there, and then we'll move to our select break. All right, we've got Aiden Miller from Philly, and that's out of 149. Riley Quick is out of 199 with Minnesota. Jose Canseco on the laser. Jim Tomei with Cleveland out of 99. The Diamond Kings, Paul Skeens. The Mizorowski Elite Series. Song-Woon Sung on the rated rookie out of 25. Made on the rated prospect. David Ortiz, Big Papi on the auto out of 25. Carlton Fisk out of 199. Diamond Marvels Kapow. Again, I believe that's a Kapow for Jacob Mizorowski. Bubba Chandler on the Optic rated rookie. Jersey Kings, Chase Burns. Chipper Jones is numbered out of 250. Jonah Tong on the crunch time. 50% of the time, the Orange Granger is right every time. 60% of the time, it works every time. Brady Ebel out of 149. Enrique Bradfield Jr. on the auto. Ethan Salas out of 199. Jackson Churio out of 149. Cam Schlittler out of 99. More Brewers love. The Brewers did very well in addition to winning the hit counter. Made on the Jersey Kings. David Ortiz, Big Papi also got a number out of 250. Bubba Chandler Crunch Time. Riley Quick out of 250. I think we had 2 Riley Quick numbered. Brock Porter on the auto bookend, 49 out of 49. The Paul Skeens Laser Unleashed. Johnny Farmelo's out of 149. Paul Skeens on the optic. Roberto Alomar out of 149. Bubba Chandler Elite Series. Mitch Voigt is out of 199. Ethan Conrad is out of 149. There's Andrew Fisher. We only got one Andrew Fisher. Connor Griffin on the crunch time. Okamoto is out of 39. Reggie Jackson Artist Proof out of 25. The Bobby Witt Jr. on the Diamond Marbles. Don Mattingly is out of 199. Kevin McGonigal on the foil. And then Reggie Jackson out of 49. So, Colorado got nothing, which is amazing. So, Charles, if you are watching or if you're around at all, we will make sure that you'll be all right. That was crazy. I did not predict that. All right, so we are right on time to start at 1:30. What we are going to do right now is just run a couple of live items. I've got a couple singles. So, John has already bought like 10 items, so he's definitely got a run on this. But what we are going to do is we're going to do a race out anybody that buys live. And second place is going to get the premium stock. Third place is going to get the 2019-20 Chronicles. And first place, for those that buy live, is going to be this select mega box. Notice there's a rip in the plastic. It's still sealed, still unopened, but this will get shipped out to you should you win that. So again, right now, John 7 has got this kind of squared away, but we do have a few more items we want to offer up out there. And so we're going to do those real quick, and then we'll get into the select break for those of you that are here for that. So these are some medallions. The first one we're going to offer, so this will put you in for a chance to win one of those 3 prizes. These are from the 2020 Tops. These are the kind of heavy commemorative coins. That's Aquino, and that's a rookie, Jimenez, and Lewis. So Aquino and Lewis are rookie cards. All 3 of those we're going to offer up for $3. So if you are interested at all, you can bid on that. And if you do buy those, that will give you a chance to win one of the box or the packs. So looks like Orange Ranger's jumping in on that. And Orange Ranger, if you're in on the breaks already, we will combine shipping. If you're not, then we will combine shipping if you buy multiple items. So, all right, there we go. Thank you for buying that. Put a sticky note on there. So that'll get you a spot. And for the record, there were a couple live things that were double spots that John did buy. So he's actually got more than 10 spots, even though he bought 10 things. Next, we got a Vladdy Jr. medallion. That's $3. So this one is just solo by itself, the commemorative coin in 2020. John's jumping in on that one. Keep the odds as high as possible. All right, John, thank you. We'll get that taken care of. And we got a Joey Gallo, and this one's sneaky good, guys. This one is numbered out of 50. Right back there. It's only $2 that we're starting that guy at. Joey Gallo out of 50 for $2. John's jumping in on that. Give him another spot. And Jeff is tracking all this. J-Dog jumping in. Or no, that's James. I'm sorry, that's James. James, thanks for jumping in on that. Again, if you guys are in on the breaks, we will take care of refunding shipping as we go down the road. But so there we go. So that one will go out to James. And we got one more medallion. It's a Manny Machado. We'll start it at $2. Gallo was a little bit of a disappointment. That's fair. But a big Rangers fan. I've always kind of liked what the Rangers do. So it's Manny Machado at $2. If anybody's interested, I'll run that one more time. If anybody's interested, Machado, $2. Again, anybody that's here for the select break, we are going to get going on that in just a couple minutes here. Just running a few live items, see if people want to jump in with a chance to then also win some free stuff. All right. So we'll put Manny Machado back. I can't stand Machado just because he was kind of a turd to the Brewers at one point, but that's fair. I'm going to run this other single card, and then we'll run a couple mystery packs, and then go from there. So this is $3. This is a Vladdy Sr. on the Diamond Dominators patch. So cool looking card. If anybody's interested, Vladdy Sr. on the patch. All right. Again, our card lines mystery packs. I'll run a couple of these to see if anybody's interested. 15 cards. Again, this will get you in an entry in. This is for MLB, so there will be one hit, so like a relic, an auto. I appreciate that. Thank you, Orange. So here we go. $7 if you're interested. You will get one, and then it's everything else is really like it's names you're gonna know. It's not base cards, right? It's stuff you're gonna be aware of. So James jumping in on that, and generally with the mystery packs we do ship them, but it's up to you. So you can tell me if you want me to rip it. I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, we'll ship it to you. So James, what's your call on the Major League Baseball mystery pack? Again, cards are already sleeved and top loaded in there to a degree. So I'm just going to write a sticky note. You want me to open it? Okay, you got it. All right. So here's what our baseball mystery packs bring with them. So there's a J.D. Martinez on the Topps Chrome. There's a Williams Studio on the rookie card, Bowman Platinum. Fidel Montero on the Mojo, first Bowman. Grayson Rodriguez on that Hyper Topps Chrome. Sugo from the World Baseball Classic with Bowman. Modern Artist on the Tatis out of Gallery. That's a cool card, in my opinion. I like gallery cards. Jose Abreu on the numbers game card. You got an autograph, Daniel Mengden on the Topps Chrome rookie from the Athletics. 2018, it looks like. There's a Josh Bell numbered out of 999. Nice Josh Bell for Cleveland. Bryce Harper, welcome to Philly. Guerrero on the Topps, the TR. Pavin Smith. Pedro Pineda on the Bowman in 3D. Victor Labrada. Jung-Hoo Lee. Robinson Cano on the Family Business. And then Devi Garcia with the Bowman Platinum. So, again, all that $7. Well, I would argue it's better than most retail packs. Again, you're not going to hit the jackpot in terms of like the greatest card ever, but still pretty nice. So congrats, James. Thanks for buying that. We'll run another one of these, and then I'm aiming to start that select break by 140. So we'll run one of these if anybody's interested, and we can run a soccer one as well. $7. We can ship it to you. We can open it up and show it to you. It's up to you. Okay. And then same deal, $7, but this one is a soccer one. So this has, again, different soccer players, international club. Certainly fun at the time of the World Cup here. And we will combine shipping, work with you on that too. So, all right. So thanks again for buying into that live stuff. We will do a race at the end to give away some nice stuff, guys. A select. I actually said, I wish I was on the other side today because I'd love to buy a couple things and have a shot at a select mega. But thank you guys for participating. We're going to get going on the select break. Let me get the team list up there. I'm going to start opening boxes. We have 5 of the mega boxes. Again, you can see them in the overhead cam. You can kind of look over there. I'm going to start opening these up. We're going to open up 3 of them. And after we open up the first 3, then we are going to finalize the hit counter. So you guys get a 60% look at the hit counter on this one. All right. Get this open. There we go. Got a little seal on the front that's there. All right, for teams, Matt S. has the Diamondbacks. There's our first box. You can see empty box number 1. Get those packs lined up a little bit more. So Matt S. has got the Diamondbacks. John E. with the Braves. Orioles are Zach K. Red Sox are Michael W. William D. with the Cubs. White Sox are Lorian P. Reds are David M. JJT with the Guardians and the Rockies. We'll see if we can get JJT more than no Rocky cards like the last one. John S. with the Tigers. Michael W.'s got the Astros and the Royals. Ken J.'s got the Angels. Empty box number 2. So we're at Ken J with the Angels. Dodgers are Brian W. James D has got the Marlins. Brandon Q's got the Brewers. Michael W with the Twins. Mets of David M. Stephen K's got the Yankees. Michael W with the A's. JJT with the Phillies. Pirates are Damian H. JJT with the Padres. Ken J with the Giants. Brandon Q with the Mariners. Ken J with the Cardinals. Chip J has got the Rays. Texas Rangers are Richard H. Brian W with the Blue Jays, and Brandon Q with the Nationals. There's our third empty box. All right, so I'm going to pile these up, and then I'm going to show you guys a hit counter. You guys can make some predictions. So again, thanks everybody that bought those spots. Our spots were completely full today, so we really do appreciate you guys doing that. And jump onto eBay if you want to get in. Again, we're doing a case break. If you liked the Donruss, we're doing a full case break of that Donruss on Wednesday. So I'm excited. That's going to be a lot. It's Donruss Megas, not Donruss Hobbies, but it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so for the hit counter, again, I tried to go with teams because we don't have as many cards in Select, but I tried to go with teams. I tried to go with teams where we're looking for some of the better, bigger names in here. So the A's, obviously, we're looking for Kurtz. Jacob Wilson, I think, is in here too still. The Red Sox, you're looking Roman Anthony, some of those different elements. Guardians, so American League, by the way. Bazana is one of the big ones we're looking for with the Guardians. And then the Yankees have a whole slew of prospects and some other groups as well. So the Yankees, we're looking for those. So you're going to make a prediction again on which team is going to have the most. There's an Aaron Judge if you're looking. So the Yankees might have a lead already. And again, we're going through 5 boxes here. So there's 32 cards in a pack. So we're going to have 160 cards total. And we're working with 4 teams. So again, you think about where you want to be at on that. We will go through 3 of these megas. And each one of these megas, by the way, is going to have 1 autograph from M card in it. So we know we're going to get something out of that. We're also looking for the exclusive ice prisms that are part of this. Almost 1 per pack for the most part, and different color variations on that. So there's box 1. So you're making your predictions. You know, if I was looking at it and thinking about 160 cards, different things coming out of there, I would probably be predicting somewhere around 20-ish, but we'll see. So, hey, for the record, I just want to point out the Rockies do exist in this checklist because I just saw Charlie Condon. So, Jeff, did we verify the Rockies do have cards in the Donruss checklist? Okay. All right, we did verify that. I cannot believe we didn't see a single Rocky out of 2 hobby boxes of Donruss. That's a lot of cards. We didn't see 1. So, crazy stuff. All right, I see Yankees at 23, A's at 22. Yeah, I think I'd be in that range. I might be a little bit lower. I might be in the 20, 19 range. I might go 19 just because Robin Yount's my all-time favorite player. So if I'm dancing around that number, I sometimes sneak to 19. All right, let's get this third group of packs, and then we'll start ripping. And I will get the eBay live purchase off the screen right away. Sorry, again, I left that on there for a long time for you guys that are on eBay. So if you are down on YouTube and not on eBay, feel free to jump in the chat, make some predictions. We'd love to have you win a leprechaun or 2. So I got Jose's made a prediction down there. Otherwise, just a lot of Jeff posting from the card line spot. Which again, if you weren't here earlier and you didn't hear, we do have the GOAT. We have Jeff clickety clacking back there as the mod. So feel free to say hi. He did throw out a little World Cup trivia during the first break. So maybe we'll get another piece of trivia from Jeff. We'll see, but always great. He's fantastic when he's on screen. He hasn't done as much of that, but back there doing the modding, great to have him there. So again, he's the one that's really doing. I'm just opening packs and talking about stuff. He's back there sorting and team bagging and sleeving a lot of the stuff I don't sleeve on screen. So he's getting all that stuff taken care of for you guys. All right. All right, I'm going to move the hit counter off of there. We're going to get going. Good luck to everybody. Again, thanks for buying the spots. And let's see how we do through select. Jose going with the Guardians with 18. All right. All right. Noblemeyer with Miami. Rogers Hornsby with St. Louis. There's Miggy Cabrera with Detroit. And we've got a cracked ice of Braden Montgomery. So those cracked ice cards are sweet, in my opinion. That's going to be the White Sox Lorian P. We're going to have a lot of those cracked ice. You know what? I got to switch out my top loaders real quick, guys. Sorry. Thought about doing that before, and then I didn't. Select just as a slightly thicker card. So I want to get a thicker top loader to make sure that those things aren't too snug. Again, card lines, we want to take care of it for you guys. There's a Braden Montgomery on the base for the White Sox. Yadi Molina for St. Louis. There's Paul Molitor with the Brewers. That's a cool card. That's a premier level. Going out to the Brewers, Brandon. There's a Travis Bazzana right there. So Cleveland is going to jump up there with a Travis Bazzana. And the Guardians go to 1. And congrats, JJT. Cool card. All right. Chase Medroth with, I'm going to put that one down so I'm not doing any problem to it. Chase Medroth with Chicago on the rookie card. Again, rookies and inserts, a lot of them will get sleeved off screen, guys. If anybody's watching, they'll get taken care of. There's Bo Jackson with Kansas City. There's the Red Sox, Marcelo Meyer. That's on the silver prism. It's a nice rookie card right there. So Red Sox go up to 1. So there you go, Michael. The Brewers with Brock Wilken on a red and green cracked ice. I don't know that I'd seen that one before. That's pretty cool. Nice one there for Milwaukee, Brandon. There's the other Montgomery for Chicago, Colson Montgomery. There's another Travis Bazzana for Cleveland. So the Guardians will go up to 2. Jarlin Susana with Washington. There's a Bryce Matthews on the cracked ice. Nice one going out to Houston, and that's Michael W. Oh, Jeff doesn't think anybody's going to be able to get this one unless they look it up. Let's see if you can prove him wrong. There's a nice Aaron Judge for the Yankees. Miguel Tejada with Oakland. And we got, oh, by the way, I almost missed the Yankees. So Aaron Judge puts them at 1, and then the A's go to 1 as well. So everybody's got 1. Guardians have 2. Here is our hit for the first box. There's James Wood on the selective swatches. Nice one for Washington, Brandon Q. So Brandon's doing well so far in this break. Congrats on that. Name a goalie. Bo Jackson on the cracked ice for Kansas City. That's a nice one going out to Michael W. Tim Howard would be your boy from the United States, but I highly doubt it's Tim Howard. There's a sweet Roberto Clemente card. Love me a little Clemente. Colt Keith with Detroit. There you go, John. So you participate and you win things. Colt Emerson with Seattle. There's that green and red cracked ice again. Edgar Carroll. That's going out to the White Sox. The White Sox doing well so far. Lauren. Mike Piazza with the Mets. Christian Moore with the Angels. It's got the rookie shield on it. George Lombard Jr. on the silver for the Yankees. So let's get the Yankees up to 2, tied to the Guardians. There's a Chase Medroth on the cracked ice. Again, White Sox doing well. Remember, these are 2025 as well, so a little different names. There's Paul Skeens, a name you always want to get. Nice one for Pittsburgh. So that one was going out to Damien. The only people who know goalie names are aunts and uncles because parents wish they did better to raise a center back. I'm a goalie. I don't know if I like this take, John. I was rooting for you before, but I was a goalkeeper. I train goalkeepers. I work with them. Um, yeah, I don't know if I like that. You know what? I'm going to throw out a guess, and somebody can put it in the chat and see if they're right. But I'm going to say Gigi Buffon from Italy. Played for a long time. I'm going to say maybe he had the most clean sheets in World Cup history. Christy Mathewson right there with New York, so that's another Yankee. And Pudge Rodriguez, numbered out of 175 on that magenta, maybe pink cracked ice. So nice one for Texas. Congrats, Richard. All right, that was box number 1. Roll right into box number 2, and the Yankees are going to extend their lead. George Lombard Jr. Marcelo Meyer with Boston is going to come right back, followed by Roger Clemens for Boston. So Boston's going to throw a 2-spot up there to get to 3. Cracked ice of Bryce Rayner for Detroit. So that's John S. Rhett Lauder with Cincinnati on the rookie card. Ethan Salas for San Diego. Chase Petty from Cincinnati on the rookie card. There's a select can't miss Bryce Rayner. It's a sweet card for Detroit. Congratulations, John S. Ryan Johnson. I have a nephew named Ryan Johnson. There you go. It's a rookie card. Augustin Ramirez, rookie card for Miami. And here's our hit for this one. It's going to be another patch. Gerangelo Quinche from Seattle. So Brandon Q doing well. Picking up a patch with that cracked ice setup. Not numbered, but this is the Sparks. There we go. Just getting rid of a couple little quick house cleaning here to get a couple more top loaders ready to go. Oh, it wasn't Gigi Buffon, huh? All right, Kellen Lindsay with the Dodgers. That one's going to Brian. James Wood with Washington. New York's got Carson Benz. That'll be the Mets, not the Yankees. Ryan Waldschmidt with the D-backs. There's Larry Walker on the cracked ice. Out of 25. Boom. And that's Montreal. So that goes to the Washington spot. Brandon is killing it in this break. Again, we are under 100 by a lot on that. So we got to get fireworks. Boom. There it is. Right down on the bottom, you can see it. 20 out of 25. Very cool card. Congratulations. Again, this is part of what I really like about Select. Is they give you some really good hits. There's Connor Griffin. It's a nice one for Pittsburgh. Noah Schultz with Chicago. Spencer Jones for New York. That's on the silver. Spencer Jones going to take the Yankees up to 5. We're going to get a nice Chase Burns rookie card for Select here. That's a cracked ice. Oakland's going to get another spot. The A's, if you will. They're going up to 2. There's a Nick Kurtz on the rookie card. Michael W., congrats. Robert Lewandowski. There's J.D. Dix for Arizona. There's Max Muncy on a rookie for the A's. The A's get another one. They're up to 3, tied with the Red Sox. Braylon Payne for the Brewers on the cracked ice. So Milwaukee, Brandon Q. He doesn't have nearly as many spots as Timothy C did in the last break, but he's hitting a lot of them. Ty Cobb with Detroit. Cade Horton on a nice rookie card. There's a Nick Kurtz, and I believe that's the premier level. It is. So a little bit more of a rare Nick Kurtz right there. But again, the A's, Michael W. Very nice card. A's go to 4. They're within 1 of the Yankees. Here's proof that Colorado exists. Charlie Condon right there. Not just Charlie Condon, but Charlie Condon on the cracked ice. the red and green cracked ice. So congratulations, Colorado spot. Finally, JJT gets that one. Dontrell Willis going to Florida, or Miami in this case. There's a Roman Anthony rookie card. That one's nice. Luke Keyshaw on the silver rookie card. And then Kalen Culpepper on the cracked ice. So we'll get that Boston up there, putting them at 4 and within 1 of the Yankees, tied with the A's. The Guardians started off hot and then have gone quiet. All right, box number 3. The one name guys. Kumar Rocker with Texas on the rookie card. Manny Ramirez for Boston. So Boston's going to tie up the Yankees. The rivalry exists. Ethan Salas. That's a cool card right there on the diamond level. Edgar Caro on the cracked ice. Going to Chicago, the White Sox, Lorian. Again, Chicago's done well. There's Austin Wells with the Yankees. So that'll take the Yankees back into the lead. Ricky Henderson with Oakland. So Oakland's going to jump right back in there. Up to 5 and 1 short of the Yankees. Darren Baker on the rookie. There's a Select Destinations Noah Schultz. It's a fun little insert. You don't see that many of. It's going to the White Sox, Lorian. Mariano Rivera for the Yankees. The Yankees go to 7. Buster Posey with San Fran. Stephen Vogt with Cleveland. And that is a silver prism. So Cleveland's going to get to 3. Set those down and make sure I take a... And then I'm actually going to give Boston a hit to tie up the Yankees. Or no, sorry, the one away from the Yankees. Because Christian Campbell's going to get that red and green cracked ice for Boston. So Michael W., congrats. I only need to be called... I'm just James. When I'm doing breaks, I'm just James. I guess that works, right? No, I don't want to be called by one name. Nice Bubba Chandler for Pittsburgh. Colt Emerson for Seattle. There's another Christian Campbell for Boston. Nice rookie. Boston is now going to tie up the Yankees at 7. There's another cracked ice for the Brewers. There's Blake Burke. So once again, Brandon doing well. And that follows another one with the Brewers, Jesus Made. So having the Brewers today so far has been worthwhile. We'll see if that holds in Heritage. There's the number 1 prospect in baseball. Ha-Seong Kim with the Dodgers on the rookie card. Noma! There's Noma right there. That'll put Boston ahead of the Yankees in the hit counter. Seaver King on the cracked ice with the red and green. Hagen Smith with the White Sox. Jordan Lawler with the Diamondbacks. There's the big hurt, Frank Thomas on the silver prism. Nice card. I was at a card show and met a guy that's a huge Frank Thomas collector, which is pretty cool. So congrats, Lauren. Cracked ice rookie of Sagano. Tomoyuki Sagano for Baltimore. That one's going to Zach K. More big hurt on the base. Stephen Vogt with Cleveland. That's how Cleveland's trying to stay alive, is with the manager card. So they go to 4. Here's our relic, our hit for this particular pack, Cash Mayfield. That's going out to San Diego. That's JJT on the Sparks for Cash Mayfield. So congrats on that. Cal Ripken with the cracked ice. This last box has been good to Baltimore. Boston's going to come back with Roger Clemens. So they're going to jump into a 2-hit lead. Cam Smith with Houston. Brock Wilken with the Brewers. And then Joe Sewell. Jeff, can you look up and see if Joe Sewell is a Yankee? I'm assuming he is. That's Joe Sewell right there. If he's a Yankee, that'll put him up there on the hits. So while Jeff is checking that, we are through our first 3 boxes. We're going to get our last 2 boxes open. I'll get the hit counter up as soon as we get verification on Joe Sewell. Empty box 4. What's that? Sewell. Joe Sewell, New York. I mean, it's old school, like black and white image. I'm assuming you're not saying you remember seeing Joe Sewell his rookie year, John. That would be incredible because, I mean, that's a really old card. Or a really old image, at least. There's box number 5. No, I figured that. I just was joking with you. All right, well, Jeff's looking. Oh, Cal Jr. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to put the hit counter up so you guys can see it and make adjustments. Again, it might change by 1. We're waiting for confirmation on Joe Sewell. He is a Yankee? Okay, well, you guys are going to get to see it change live on screen. Boom. There it is. So we're at 26. The Red Sox are ahead at 9. Then the Yankees at 8. You're probably best off picking one of those 2 teams. I don't know that I would go dark horsing with the Guardians, but you can. So Jose, if you want to stick with that, you're welcome to. And I'll share that I just saw a numbered card, and I think it's a college player. So that means we're going to be randomizing a numbered card for the second break in a row. So again, you're making your predictions. You're closing them out. Once I start talking about the cards in these last 2 boxes, that means that everything is closed. There's a Guardian, so maybe they are going to dark horse it. Probably not, though, guys. Just saying. But make your updated predictions. Again, remember when you're updating your predictions, guys, we're not at the halfway point. We're at the 60% point. Okay, so if you're doubling 26 and expecting that to be the way to play, maybe not going to work out in your favor due to the fact that we are already 60% of the way there. Okay, so we've opened 3 of our 5 boxes. That's probably not where you want to go on that. So Yankees at 32. We might end up a little higher than that, but maybe not. James, you do your thing. Yankees at 45. Okay, that might be some paper math that's working out properly on that. Red Sox at 36, says Jose. Remember, we do generally allow, if you are within 1, that counts. And if nobody's on the number or within 1, we go to the closest guess. So 2 boxes left, John, yes. We've done 3 boxes, 2 boxes left. I'm in the middle of opening box 5 right now, and then we will roll with it. Jose, thanks for joining us down on the YouTube chat and throwing out your guesses. We appreciate it. Again, if you're like, what are they talking about at times? The eBay chat's got some more activity on it, and so we're referring to some of that stuff. But again, thanks for being there. I am going to give you guys one more second to update. So if we're really averaging, by the way, we're looking at about nine hits a box on the hit counter. So again, 44, 43, 45 probably makes sense. Some of those guesses that are out there. All right, hit counter coming down. Put box 5 back there. Here's box 4. Good luck. There's a Rocky. Chase Dollander. Again, rookies, inserts, will get sleeved off screen. Bobby Witt Jr. with Kansas City. Starlin Caba with Miami. There's a Carson Bench on the cracked ice for the Mets. So congratulations, David. And I believe, if I'm remembering our schedule correctly, we are supposed to be at 2:15 for the Heritage break. Yeah, so we're probably pretty close to on time here, which is good. Rogers Hornsby with St. Louis. Miggy Cabrera with Detroit. There's another Colorado card. Brody Brecht. There's a Global Icons Dylan Cruz rookie card. That's pretty cool, especially a couple days after the America 250 4th of July. But that one's going to Washington. Congrats, Brandon, again. Brandon just having a break here. All right, reload some top loaders because we're using a bunch of those. There's Yadi Molina with St. Louis. Noble Meyer with Miami. Roy Campanella with Brooklyn. That's on the Silver Prism. There's Los Angeles. That's going to be Hyung Sok Jang on the red and green cracked ice. So I believe that's Brian W. with the Dodgers. It's interesting. That's premier level. Cracked ice. But it, oh, there's the prism. I was like, it doesn't have prism in there, but it did. I just missed it. All right. Bo Jackson with Kansas City. Braden Montgomery with Chicago. Walker Janek with Houston. So things are quiet on the hit counter so far. There is Braden Montgomery on the cracked ice with Chicago. Ken Griffey Jr., rookie year, very cool. I got to see Nolan Ryan get his 300th win in Milwaukee. That was pretty cool. There's Travis Bazzana, so Cleveland is going to jump up to 5 and tie the A's. It counter moves a little bit. Chase Medrith with Chicago on the rookie card. The Brewers get a Jesus Made Sparks card. My goodness, Brandon, wherever you are, maybe go to the casino because your spots are killing it here. That's an awesome card. #1 prospect in baseball. Congrats on the Made Sparks card. There we go. We're gonna fist bump that one. We haven't used a fist bump yet. There we go. Boom, just like that. Congrats on that. It was County Stadium was the stadium at in Milwaukee. So, and I loved County Stadium. It was no frills. It was just about baseball. That was it. So I like American Family Field, formerly Miller Park. It's a nice ballpark. I like going there. I like taking my kids, but County Stadium will always hold that spot in my heart. Miguel Tejada with Oakland. So Oakland gets a jump up on there. The A's. So they go to 6. Cleveland was Municipal. Yeah, I think you're right. Costa Montgomery with Chicago. John Smoltz with Atlanta. Tampa Bay's got Chandler Simpson on the red and green cracked ice. So congrats going out to Chip J. I don't know that we'd seen a whole lot of Tampa Bay. That's a nice one. Colt Keith with Detroit. There's Aaron Judge with the Yankees. Let's get the Yankees up to 9, and they are back tied with the Red Sox. There's Albert Pujols on the Silver Prism. There's a nice cracked ice. Jacob Mizorowski. Man, the Brewers just keep coming. Brandon Q. My goodness. The cracked ice Miz rookie. Super nice card. Christian Moore with Los Angeles. There's Roberto Clemente. There's Albert Pujols. And then we've got Drew Burress from Georgia Tech. And that's numbered out of 299. So because we don't have a college spot, what's going to happen is we're going to randomize this one and send it out to you. If this break holds true, Brandon's going to end up winning it. He just got Mizorowski cracked ice, which was great. I just wanted to show that to Jeff while he was coming over to pick up cards to sort. But all right, here's our last box, guys. Hit counter didn't move much. We're only at 29. So not a whole lot of movement on that hit counter. Cash Mayfield with San Diego. Brady House with Washington. Andrew Painter with Philadelphia. There's Miggy Cabrera on the cracked ice. Congrats to Detroit, John S. There's that DJ for John, Slade Caldwell. DJ Slade. Washington Seaver King. There's Jonah Tong for New York. There's another one of the global icons. That's a cool card. Hyung Suk Jang. So that's from Los Angeles. I believe that is the Dodgers. Your initials are John S. Unfortunately, I don't think that's you. But maybe while you did it while you were asleep. I don't know. Is that possible? Kyle Teal with Chicago on the rookie card. There's Pee Wee Reese from Brooklyn. Cam Smith on the silver prism. There's a nice Rogers Hornsby for St. Louis on the cracked ice. That's old school right there. There's Cal Ripken Jr. with Baltimore. Edgar Carroll. Wyatt Sanford for Pittsburgh. There's a Bryce Rayner on the cracked ice for Detroit. There's a nice one going out to John S. Not John S7, but my manager is Rogers Hornsby, and he called me a walking pile of crap. Is that a quote? Or did you have a friend named Rogers Hornsby who managed your team? There's a Drew Burress again, so this will be randomized. Oh, what movie? I want to say Bull Durham, but I don't think that's right. Oh, that's A League of Their Own. Oh, okay. Jeff had it before I did. Sagano from Baltimore. Here's our last box hit. Another. We didn't get any autographs, just a lot of really nice relics. Kellen Lindsay from Los Angeles. So that one is going to Brian W. with the Dodgers. Another nice relic. There's Noble Meyer on the cracked ice. One's going to Miami. James D. Getting down to it, and this hit counter has stalled in these last two boxes, guys. There's Carson Williams with Tampa Bay. Luis Angel Acuna with New York. Griff O'Farrell with Baltimore. There's Kyle Teal. That one is going to Chicago. Again, that White Sox spot has done well with Lorian. That's that red and green cracked ice. Starlin Caba. David Ortiz, and then Roger Clemens. And Roger Clemens is a silver prism. The Boston spot's going to jump up by 2 and be in pretty good shape here. Only Jose is happy about that. Everybody else is not pleased right now. We're at 31 on the hit counter. Yadi Molina on the cracked ice for St. Louis. That one's going to Ken J. Chase Dollander with Colorado on the rookie card. Bobby Witt Jr. with KC. Bobby Witt Jr. as well. And then a nice Braxton Ashcraft, numbered to 199 to finish it off. Braxton Ashcraft was one of those snubs for the All-Star game. He's been really good, but he's with Paul Skeens, so everybody talks about Paul Skeens. It's kind of like Kyle Harrison. Kyle Harrison's been really good, but everybody talks about Miz. All right, so that does it. That takes care of that break. Let's look at the hit counter. Then we got to do some randomizing, and then we got to move on to Heritage. So hit counter, we ended at 31. That means James had 32, so you're going to get one Leprechaun. And then the Red Sox won at 11, and only Jose had that, so he's going to get one Leprechaun. And so we are not giving away as many Leprechauns we would like to, but that's the way the hit counter goes sometimes. All right, I am going to get all of the names that are in this into a Leprechaun race. And then we will run that race. So there's 30 names. Let's get that race up there on the screen, 20 seconds. So the winner will get the numbered Drew Burress, so out of 299, and the second place will get the concourse Drew Burress. All right, shuffle. There's 2 of them. We'll shuffle it twice. And good luck. Let's see who ends up winning this thing. Are you saying Bull Durham, best baseball movie ever? Because I do like Bull Durham a lot. I might argue Major League to some degree because I have a special spot in that because of Milwaukee, but JJT comes running out of the back. So it's going to be JJT and then Zach K. All right. Congrats on that. All right, so let's get the leprechauns off of there. Let's recap. And maybe we'll run 1 or 2 live things, and then we'll get into Heritage. All right. Braxton Ashcraft, that's out of 299, or excuse me, 199. Yadier Molina, cracked ice. Kyle T on the red and green, cracked ice. Noble Meyer, cracked ice. Kellen Lindsay on the Sparks swatch there. Bryce Rayner on the cracked ice. Rogers Hornsby on the cracked ice. The Hyung Sung Jang on the global icon. Miggy Cabrera, cracked ice. Mizorowski, rookie, cracked ice. Chandler Simpson on the red and green, cracked ice, rookie. James Wood, cracked ice. Jesus Made on that select Sparks cracked ice. Braden Montgomery, cracked ice. Hyung Suk Jang on the red and green, cracked ice. Dylan Cruz on the global icons. Carson Benja on the cracked ice. Cal Ripken, cracked ice. Cash Mayfield with the relic. Tomoyuki Sagano, cracked ice. Seaver King, red and green, cracked ice. Made on the base. Blake Burke, cracked ice. Christian Campbell, red and green, cracked ice. Edgar Carroll, cracked ice. Kalen Culpepper, cracked ice. Charlie Condon, red and green, cracked ice. Nick Kurtz on the rookie card premier level. Braylon Payne, cracked ice. Nick Kurtz on the rookie card. Chase Burns on the cracked ice, rookie. Larry Walker, cracked ice out of 25. Kellen Lindsay, cracked ice. The Gerangelo Quinche from Seattle on the relic. Bryce Rayner, cracked ice. Pudge Rodriguez on the cracked ice out of 175. Chase Medrith on the cracked ice, rookie. Edgar Carroll, cracked ice, red and green, rookie. Bo Jackson, cracked ice. James Wood on the relic. Nice one there. Bryce Matthews, cracked ice. Brock Wilkin, red and green, cracked ice. Travis Bazana and Braden Montgomery on the cracked ice. So there was our select break. Love select. Good stuff. That's fair. I can support that, John. I'm with you. For Love of the Game is definitely a good one. I enjoy For Love of the Game also. All right, so we are getting into our last break shortly here. I'm going to run a couple live things because if anybody has jumped in, we are giving away some free stuff if you buy live. So this is going to be the first prize. It's got a little rip in it, but if you buy anything live, that's going to be our first prize. And we don't have any live items left, but I'll throw a couple up here. And then second place in that race is actually going to get the premium stock, and third is going to get the Chronicles 1920 pack. So we've got a couple things. We are going to get our Heritage break going shortly here. There's quite a few cards in there, so we want to get that rolling. But I want to give you guys a chance to buy. We've got a couple singles left, and then some mystery packs and an egg. All right, so I'm actually going to bring up the egg first. So if anybody's interested, that's the Series 1 Topps 2026. You get the special inserts with that egg. We won't rip that one. If you want that one, that's just going to be shipped. All right, but this does get you a double entry if you're interested. So $20. If you do bid on this, we will combine shipping. But this does get you This gets you a double entry into the race for those the free box and free packs. So if anybody's interested in the Easter egg, I'll run it one more time. $20. It'll be shipped to you just like this. You'll have a box coming to you with other stuff if you have it. But if you're interested, we've got that guy right there. Okay, no takers on that. Fair enough. Let's go with our single cards real quick here. See if anybody wants in. This is Vladdy Sr. This is a patch from Vladdy Sr. for $3. This is the Diamond Dominators Fleer Platinum. That's coming out of 2005, I believe, for Fleer. But that's $3. Again, if you buy live, it gets you an entry into winning those free packs and box. All right, no takers there. We'll go up to Manny Machado on the coin. We sold our other coins with $2 on the Manny Machado commemorative coin 2020. Again, if you're in the breaks, we can combine shipping. We can refund you. You got a shot at that. Ooh, James jumping in on the Manny Machado. All right. Thank you. Not the Manny, he says. Not the Manny. All right. So thank you for buying in on that. That'll get you another spot. And then all we have left really is the mystery packs. We've got the egg. If anybody's like, hey, I will take that egg, let me know. We're going to run just a couple mystery packs. We'll start with the Major League Baseball mystery packs. So this is $7. You're going to get 15 cards in there. You know you're going to get a hit of some variety, a relic, an auto, a lower numbered card. It can vary. But $7, we can ship it to you. We can open it if you're interested. No takers on that. And then I'll try soccer one more time in honor of the fact that Spain and Portugal should be playing. So if anybody's watching that game and has a score update for me, please let me know. I do like score updates, especially on World Cup games. So 15 soccer cards, guaranteed to have a nice numbered card or an auto in there. All right, no takers. Okay, then that is going to move us. I'm going to unpin that into our final break of the day. So the Heritage Miners break, you can see the boxes that are on screen. Let me get the team list up there while I open the first box. Same thing with the hit counter we've done with Donruss. We'll go through the first box, and then we'll go from there. And we are going with players on this one, I'll tell you that, just because knowing which team these came from is a challenge. Like sorting these is interesting because these are all the minor league teams. So, all right. So we do get a poster card box loader, 3 cards. So we'll open both of those at the end to see what we get out of that. So there's empty box number 1. All right, while I'm opening packs, I do want to say thank you to Matt S. with the Diamondbacks, William F. with the Braves, Zach K. with the Orioles, Robert M. with the Red Sox, Candy H. with the Cubs, White Sox, Chip J., Matthew G. with the Reds, the Mariana S.F. with the Guardians, Chip J. with the Rockies, Bill H. with the Tigers, Astros are JJT, Jose M. has got the Royals, Bill H. with the Angels, Jose M. with the Dodgers, James D. with the Marlins, Chip J. with the Brewers, JJT with the Twins, Garrett C. with the Mets, William F. with the Yankees, Greg N. with the A's, Phillies are William F., Pirates are Daryl F., Padres are Robert M., Giants are JJT, Mariners are Robert M., Jeff W.'s got the Cardinals, Tampa Bay Rays are Richard H., James D. has got the Rangers, Richard H. has got the Blue Jays, and Jason H. with the Nationals. So, again, thank you to everybody for picking up those spots and getting those all full. So, a good number of these names we're probably going to not necessarily know because these are minor league players, some of which probably didn't make it past that from 2021, but some of these we're going to know, which is kind of fun. And that's going to bring us to the hit counter. So here's the deal on the hit counter. I went with teammates. Now, I do realize one of these is false in terms of a teammate because they are no longer teammates, but they were in the same system. Although, actually, I don't know. Is PCA a Met in these, or is PCA a Cub in these? So PCA is with the Mets. So, again, I took some liberties in terms of making my pairings here. But we're going to go with Aaron Ashby and Bryce Terang for the Brewers. So, looking for Terangs. Probably a snub for the All-Star game, I would contend, and I actually read something, a national writer that agreed with me that Terang might be the best second baseman in baseball right now, and he didn't make the All-Star game, not even as a reserve. But Aaron Ashby leading the league in wins as a reliever, which is crazy, but he has the most wins in Major League Baseball. So Aaron Ashby, I could have put Garrett Mitchell up there as a Brewer too, because there are Garrett Mitchell cards we're looking for in here, but that is where we're going for the Brewers. Owen Casey and PCA are both in here. That was my Cubs pairing. Again, what's intriguing is PCA is actually part of the Mets in this break. So if you have the Mets spot, you're looking for PCA. And Owen Casey's no longer with the Cubs. He got traded to the Marlins. So he is not a Cub. So kind of a weird setup with that, but we're going with him. Going with the double St. Louis. So we're going with the Walker-Wynn combo. So the Jordan Walker, Mason Wynn, those guys are both in here. So we're going for those. And then going with the 2 Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll. Well, Corbin Carroll had a rough sophomore year and then has just been really good, I think kind of quietly since then. If anybody's paying attention to his stats and what he's been doing, he was really good his rookie year. And then he's kind of grown from there. So Corbin Carroll and then Moreno. I certainly could have put Bobby Witt Jr. on the hit list. He is one of the names we're looking for. Actually, there's a Bobby Witt Jr. right on the top of that pack I just went for. So, Jose, you know you're going to get at least one Bobby Witt Jr. here. So go ahead and make your prediction. I've only got a couple more packs to open from box number 1. This particular pack is playing sort of difficult. Almost spilled the cards right at the camera, coming right into your living room. And admittedly, I'm going to call out these guys' names. Some of them I'm going to know what program they're in, where they're at. Some of them I am not. So the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, I do believe, is with Miami. So I just saw an Edward Cabrera, who was part of the Owen Cassidy trade, actually. So he is the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp again, I think, are with Miami. Oh, they even have a traded card in here. Zach K giving us a guts down with the YouTube chat. And we're going to start. Whoa. All right, there it is. So make your guesses. Again, we do have the 72 Topps poster card box loader. We'll get to that later. But we are going to get going here. Thanks again for buying in, and good luck, everybody. And we're going to start right away with a Bryce Terang. So we're going to go to the hit counter immediately and find ourselves, again, what I would argue is the best second baseman in baseball. We're going to find ourselves at. There are certainly other good second basemen, but he's up there. All right, so Terang hit counter goes to 1. All right, Ethan Hearn with the AZL Cubs. Cole Roederer. Miguel Amaya. Christopher Morel, that'll go to the Cubs. Cody Hesse, I shouldn't say that so confidently, actually, because I don't know where they were at before. When they're the AZL Brewers, so Freddie Zamora, I'm pretty confident, is going to the Brewers. Micker Adolfo with the Birmingham Barons. There's Hudson Potts, traded. So he didn't have a team. He was with the Portland Sea Dogs. We're going to let Jeff sort that out. Jairo Pomares. There's a Corbin Carroll with the Hillsboro Hops. I have to believe that's part of the Diamondback system. Yep. So there's Corbin Carroll. That one's going out to Matt S. I guess I'm just, if they're on the hit counter, I'm sleeving and top loading them. Some of these cards, by the way, will get sleeved and top loaded off screen. So like Jaron Duran, nice get on that one. There's a mini. Francisco Alvarez in the mini for the Brooklyn Cyclones. So that's going to go to the Mets. That's Garrett C. Trying to get these smaller cards into a top loader sometimes is a bit of a challenge. There we go. All right, another hit counter. Jordan Walker. That'll be going to St. Louis. Jeff W. So Walker win, go to 1. Xavier Edwards with the Montgomery Biscuits. Gabriel Arias, traded. Edward Cabrera. There's another Jaron Duran. Ryan Velade with the Albuquerque Isotopes. And there's an autograph. That's going to go with the AZL Athletics. So that's going to go to the A's, and that's Greg N. That's Jeff Criswell on the auto. I guess the other thing I should be looking for, by the way, is anything numbered above 200 as a short print. I wasn't doing a very good job of eyeballing that up. Nope, nothing yet that has been a short print. Bo Naylor with the Rubber Ducks. Isaiah Green. Antoine Kelly with the Carolina Mudcats. Nick Pratto with the Northwest Arkansas Naturals. And again, I guess I should be looking at the back of these and making sure. I wasn't going to check the back of every card, but maybe I need to. Jordan Brewer with the Valley Cats. Hunter Bishop with the Emeralds. I had a minor league team that was the Emeralds or a T-ball team. Jose Tena. Willard Patino with the Rawhide. There's a Mason Wynn right there. So Walker Wynn's going to go up to 2. Bryce Ball with the Rome Braves. Ethan Hankins with the Hillcats. Isaiah Campbell with the Aqua Sox. Jefferson Espinal with the Diamondbacks. George Kirby, nice pitcher for Seattle. Assuming that's for Seattle still. Simi Woods Richardson for the Fisher Cats. Nick Bitsko with the Rays. We talked about Bull Durham. There's an interesting Durham Bulls card right there. There's Wander Franco. That would have been a fantastic mini card to get a while ago. But I'm assuming that's in the Tampa Bay system. It's going to go to Richard H. I didn't realize Durham was a Tampa Bay minor league team. There we go. Liberatore, that'll go to St. Louis. Tanner Burns. Austin Hedrick. There's a Bobby Witt Jr. So congrats going out. That's the in-action insert going out to Jose. Nick Lofton with the Royals. Ryan Velade with the Isotopes. There's a Boyhood Photos of the Stars, Miguel Tejada. That's a fun one. That's with the Modesto A's. I'm assuming that's Tejada with the A's, and that's going to Greg N. Again, all this stuff will be verified when Jeff is sorting and everything else. So Hudson Haskin. There's an Aaron Ashby right there with the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. It's interesting how many of these pictures they just did like a headshot. Like they were auditioning for the movies. So Aaron Ashby going, and the Ashby Terang spot goes to 2 and ties up Walker Wing. G1 Bay with the Grasshoppers. There's an Asa Lacey in action. Patrick Bailey with the Giants. Jamari Baylor with the Phillies. There's a Nick Gonzalez in action card. That's a nice one. Carson Tucker. Mackenzie Gore with the Chihuahuas. And that is a short print. So anything numbered over 200 is a short print with this. So that's 206. So Mackenzie Gore on the short print. Do you know, Jeff, is El Paso is that a Washington? Because Mackenzie Gore, I think, came up through the Washington system. Matthew Thompson with the Cannonballers. Xavier Warren with the Brewers. Robert Hassel with the Padres. Andre Lipschitz with the Whitecaps. Greg Jones, that's from New York, I think. Cannon Smith and Jigba, that's on the traded from Altoona. Mackenzie Gore with the Padres, okay. So let's go to Robert M. for the Mackenzie Gore short print. Tristan Casas, nice rookie card, and that is also a short print. Portland Sea Dogs. So again, Casas came up as a Red Sox, but I don't know if he's in the Red Sox for this. So nice one though on the short print. If that is a Red Sox, that also is Robert M. Jordan Wogu, that's an interesting card. Hudson Head on the traded. Andre Nebe. Again, I'm a big Brewers fan. I have no idea who that is. There's a Gunnar Henderson. That's a nice one for the Orioles. So Baltimore, Zach K. Congrats. The World Cup was wild yesterday. Those games were so fun. That England-Mexico game, I don't think I've had more fun watching a game in a while. Super Saiyan, like that was, there's been some great stuff. The Argentina-Cape Verde game, I'd watch that again in a heartbeat. Yvonne Johnson. I'm also a big soccer guy, so there's Quinn Priester. So that won't be with the Brewers yet, but he is a Brewer trying to deal with injury. Jared Kelly with the White Sox. There's a Tyler Soderstrom on the nice box top. So that's going to go to the A's. Greg N. doing well there. Again, does anybody have a score update for me for Spain and Portugal? There's Brennan Davis with the Pelicans. Liberatore on the traded. Ronnie Mauricio. CJ Van Eyck. Jeremy Pena, who I believe will go to Houston. Riley Green, that'll be Detroit. Still zeros. All right, thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. Robert Pawson. Spencer Torkelson in action. That's a solid card right there. Spencer Torkelson is actually the box cover of this. So he's the guy on the cover of the box. So that's going out to Detroit. That's Bill H. Here's our second autograph. It is Vaughn Grissom from the Braves, and that is numbered to 50. Congratulations going to Atlanta, William F. Vaughn Grissom on the auto out of 50. We got to get fireworks for that. Congratulations again on the back. You can see out of 50. Another nice Braves card. Michael Harris. Shane Baz, I believe will be. Well, that's Durham, so that's Tampa Bay. Justin Turner. Petey Helpin. Reed Detmers for the Angels. Brandon Marsh. Brandon Lewis is another box topper. That's Ed Howard for the Cubs. So Candy H, congrats on that. Gone quiet to this point on the hit counter. Aaron Bracho. Keona Cavaco. And I said it, and there it happened. Owen Cassie comes through to give that spot, the only spot that hadn't had a hit yet, a spot on the hit counter. Owen Cassie, that spot goes to 1. Travis Swaggerty. Hunter Green is a nice one. Heston Kjerstad looks so young in that picture. Holy cow. That's going out to the Orioles. And again, some of these bigger names, guys, are going to get sleeved off screen. We're just keeping it moving here on screen as best we can. Escoto with the Marauders. There's an Andrew Jones on the Boyhood Photos of the Stars. Hall of Famer Andrew Jones. That's cool. Eric Pena with the Royals. Jordan Groshans. Mike Ciani. Victor Mesa Jr. Austin Cox. Burl Carraway. There's Jordan Westberg for the Orioles. Recognizable name. That's a cool card. That's a Ken Griffey Jr. Boyhood Photos of the Stars. That's pretty awesome. Love that. I'm assuming that's going to Seattle, but I don't know that for sure. Austin Martin. Hold on, that Ken Griffey Jr. card. Sometimes I put them into the, hey, Jeff will sleeve this in the second pile, and then I have regrets. And I go, no, I'm going to top load that one. I like that. Gotta love Ken Griffey Jr. Austin Martin with the Blue Jays. Diego Cartaya. Orelvis Martinez. Those are 3 names we're familiar with. AJ Vukovic. I wonder if he's related to Pete Vukovic of the Brewers pitching fame. Carson Tucker. Cole Roederer. There's Kevin Alcantara with the Yankees. Again, has been with the Cubs, and that is a short print. So congrats going out to William F. on the short print Alcantara. Austin Martin in action for Toronto. That's Richard H. Simon Muzziotti with the Threshers. Shane Langoliers with the Braves is a nice one. C.J. Abrams in action. Jordan Balazovic. There's a Kyle Harrison. That's a nice one. That'll be with the Giants. He went Giants and then Boston and then found his way to Milwaukee. So that'll be JJT with the Giants. Jeter Downs traded. There's Freddie Valdez. Got another one of these mini cards for the Cardinals. Nolan Gorman. The Springfield Cardinals. That's pretty cool for Jeff W. Speaking of the Cardinals, there's a nice Tink Hence. Yoswar Garcia. Oswaldo Peraza. I don't know. He never really panned out, but that's a known name to me. Dylan McLean. Burl Carraway. Jordan Westberg. There's the Giants with a box topper with Marco Luciano. One of their better prospects coming through there. And that one's JJT. We're almost done with box 1. The hit counter's at 6. Colin Barber. Christian Robinson. Antonio Gomez. The Blaze Jordan in action. J.C. Correa. Misael Urbina. Nick Gonzalez in action is a nice one. There's another mini. That's Austin Martin with the Blue Jays. Congrats, Richard H. If nothing else, I want to top load these minis so they don't get lost along the way at all. Little cards disappear sometimes. Not here, but they can disappear in my house when I'm trying to sort through stuff. Edinso Reyes, Tyler Callahan, Vidal Brujan with the Durham Bulls, James Beard. That's like the chef award, isn't it? The James Beard Award for the best chefs. Vaughn Grissom, Nick Lodolo. We got an autograph of Vaughn Grissom before. There's that Jeter Downs traded. We just had one of those before as well. Freddie Valdez. Nice box topper for Detroit, Spencer Torkelson. Congrats on that. Going to Bill H. And last few cards in this box. Daniel Cabrera. Austin Wells is a nice one that'll be in the Yankees system. And then Grant Levine for that last card on that. So there we are. Again, we do have this. We're going to open these both at the end on the box loaders. But that is the first box. Let me bring up the hit counter. So right now, Ashby and Terang are tied with Walker and Wynn. We've only had Owen Cassie show up, no PCA. We've only had Corbin Carroll, no Gabe Moreno. So those are where we're at. Again, we're done. We're halfway through. So you can predict, I would say, somewhere between 10 and 15 is where we're going to end up at. But you got a few minutes here. It's going to take me a little while to open all of these packs. So here's our other poster pack. I know you can't see that as well because of the there's an empty box because of the hit counter there. So again, if you want to update those picks, certainly anybody's game. I don't think there's somebody that you have to look at and be like, this is the favorite. This is gonna happen. Anybody could. All you need is 2 Gab Marino cards, and they're in the lead. So that's possible. Zach's gonna stick with Cassie and PCA with a total of 13. It's a solid pick. I see Walker at 23, but I think that might have been an earlier guess. I don't know that we're going to make it to 23 on that. So, hey, there is a Gab Moreno for the record. So I like to give little hints when we're going through here. There's a Gab Moreno. Sherman, I appreciate you making up a pairing. I could have absolutely done Torkelson and Riley Green, and they'd be winning right now because we've seen a couple Torkelson cards. But that is not one of the options. So you are picking from the options that are up here. If any of you, by the way, are making picks and you're not in the breaks, you're going to want to make sure you reach out in the chat and let Jeff know. So if you do win a Leprechaun and you win a free pack of cards, we can send it to you. We want to be able to do that. But yeah, the Torque Green, again, I like that you're making up your own pick on that. You want to stick with either Ashby Terang, Cassie and PCA, Walker and Wynn, or Carroll and Moreno. Those are the options. Got to be approaching halftime in the Spain-Portugal match. I think if I was predicting, I'm going to say I think Spain is the better team. I think they just do more things, and they move the ball so well. But, again, World Cup, and when you've got good teams coming against each other, anything can happen. I don't know that England was the better team last night than Mexico, but they went on that scoring flurry within a 2-minute period, and that was the difference. So I think tonight for the U.S., this will be the first game where I would say that they are not distinctly better. I think if their starters were playing, they were distinctly better than Turkey. I think they were distinctly better than Paraguay, even though Paraguay is a good team. I think they were distinctly better than Australia. Tonight, I think they're very even. So I think the U.S. can definitely win. Spain definitely controlling, but both have had attempts. I appreciate that, Zach. You know, we're a little light on the hit counter. So Zach, we're giving you a leprechaun for giving me updates here. That's the second time. You even gave me some commentary with it. So I'm going to ask Jeff to throw a leprechaun in there for you, regardless of how the hit counter goes. Chance at some free stuff to get you in there. So thanks for being on. Thanks for buying in, and then thanks for giving me updates. I appreciate you. I'm excited to be here and ripping cards, but these last few days, I was on a little vacation last week, and just when I had the opportunity just to sit and watch World Cup matches, that was awesome. I love that. Again, I'm a big soccer guy. I know that's not everybody's thing. I actually coach my daughter's softball team, and we were supposed to have a game tonight. The other coach was fine with it too. I think he also wanted to be able to watch, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going to coach U10 softball when there's a U.S. World Cup game on for elimination in the round of 16. So I'm excited for that game tonight. All right, I'm going to take the hit counter off there. If you haven't updated, please do so. Jeff will close that out. I'm going to take a quick drink. So I'll lose my voice completely, and then we're going to finish off this break. All right, good luck, everybody, on box number 2. Here we go. Hunter Bishop with the Emeralds. Nick Bitsko with the Rays. Heston Kjerstad with that tiny little baby face look. Yover Pagero. That's a name I recognize, and that is a short print. Yover Pagero short print with the Greensboro Grasshoppers. And Walker Wynn's going to get a little bit of love here. Jordan Walker. Going to St. Louis, Jeff W. So Walker Wynn's going to jump into the lead. Hudson Haskin. Isaiah Campbell with the Aqua Sox. Xavier Edwards with the Biscuits. Greg Jones with the Hot Rods. Jordan Brewer with the Valley Cats. Woods Richardson with the Fisher Cats. There's a guy that's come alive this year a little bit. C.J. Abrams with the San Antonio Missions. I do not know which system that's a part of. Again, Abrams has played, came up with Washington, I believe, but nice card right there. And then Walker Wynn are going to keep it going. There's a Mason Wynn. Big counter a little bit of alive and coming alive here to start the second box. Bryce Ball. There's a nice Gunnar Henderson. Ethan Hankins. Quinn Priester. Andre Lipschitz. Brandon Marsh. Brandon Lewis. And the Walker Wynn spot is getting after it. That's a wild picture right there. There's Jordan Walker. Almost looks like he's surprised that they took it. Like, let me put this hat on real high on the top of my head. That's a fun card right there for St. Louis again. And Walker Wynn go to 5. Opening up a lead here. 3 out of the 4 of you had Walker Wynn. So good thing I gave you that Leprechaun, Zach, because right now you're in trouble with that Owen Cassian PCA pick. Hudson Head on the traded. C.J. Van Eyck with the Blue Jays. Andre Nebby with the Brewers. Riley Green is a nice one right there. That would have worked well for Sherman on the Torkin Green pick. Ivan Johnson with the Tortugas. Jordan Adams. Jake Snyder with the Marauders. There's a Garrett Anderson on the Boyhead Photos of the Stars. Matthew Liberatore on the traded. Nwogu with the Cubs. Mauricio with the Mets. Jeremy Pena with the Woodpeckers. Yolbert Sanchez with the White Sox. There's a nice Spencer Torkelson. And then, oh, this is always dangerous. When you get a redemption card in an old box. Is Topps still honoring him? Jeff, do you know? So there's Spencer Torkelson. Nice one for Detroit. Bill. So we got you're due to receive a real one autograph of Yoelqui Cespedes from the Winston-Salem Dash. What system is that a part of? The Winston-Salem Dash, or Yoelqui Cespedes. Where's he at? That's White Sox? All right, well, Chip J, this will get shipped to you, and we'll figure out, well, you'll get to figure out how to redeem it. But unfortunately, I think that might be one of our autographs in the box. So we'll see. Maybe we get a bonus. Maybe we get 2 autographs still. Michael Harris is a nice one for the Braves. Brennan Davis. Shane Baz. Justin Turner with the Cardinals. Travis Swaggerty with the Grasshoppers. Hunter Green with the Bats. Avery Short with the Hops. We hadn't seen a Pete Crow Armstrong yet, but there is a PCA, and that is numbered out of 75. Just making sure there's not a 1 in front of that. Yep, 11 out of 75. You can see it right there. That's a fantastic. Again, that'll be going to the Mets. So that's Garrett C. Congrats. And we got to get some fireworks going. And while those fireworks are happening, I'll go up and Cassie and PCA go to 2. One of the nicer cards we pulled out of it. Again, he's in the running right now, I would say, for the National League MVP. So congrats there. Eric Pena with the Royals. Jordan Groshans with the Fisher Cats. Austin Hendrick with the Reds. Mike Ciani with the Dragons. Espinal with the Diamondbacks. George Kirby with the Aqua Sox. Luis Matos with the Giants. There's Dylan Dingler with the Tigers. Max Meyer with the Marlins. And that Max Meyer is a short print. Number 213. Again, anything numbered over 200 is a short print. Restock my top loaders for the last run here. Keone Cavaco with the Twins. Liberatore with the Redbirds. Tanner Burns with the Indians. Petey Halpin with the Indians. Reed Detmers with the Angels. Aaron Sabato with the Mighty Muscles. Jesse Franklin with the Braves. There's a Mick Abel on the mini card with the Phillies. That will go to the Phillies. William F. Jared Schuster with the Braves. Aaron Bracho with the Captains. There's an Owen Cassie right there. So that pick of Zach with Cassie and PCA is at least making a run at it. They're still 2 behind Walker and Wynn, but they jump into second place. They've got 3. That one went to Candy with the Cubs. Nick York with the Red Sox. Jeremy De La Rosa, Nationals. Anthony Servideo. And there's another PCA. PCA is trying to come back here. PCA on the box loader, or the box top card. Nice one there. So they're going to go up to 4. They're within 1. Hit counter is up to 12. Kalai Rosario. Blaze Jordan with the Red Sox. Kobe Mayo. We haven't seen Kobe Mayo with the Orioles. Terran Vavra. That's my mom's maiden name. Vavra. Jeremy Edens with the Nationals. Riley Thompson with the Cubs. There's a Garrett Mitchell in action with the Brewers. So that one's going to Chip J. There's a Boyhood Stars Babe Ruth with the Providence Grays. That's pretty cool. Cole Henry with the Nationals. Cade Cavalli with the Nationals. Cade Cavalli just got in a shouting match with Wilson Contreras. Nick Gonzalez with the Pirates. Antonio Cabello on the traded. George Valera with the Captains. Max Meyer in action. Bobby Miller with the Dodgers. A lot of names recognized here. Yover Peguero with the traded. There's a Blaze Jordan for the Red Sox. Let's go to Roberts. Dingler, the best catcher in the AL. All right. I don't know enough AL catchers to really dispute that. But I do know that he's been a solid prospect for them. I also know Detroit hasn't been very good, unfortunately. I wish they were doing better. I like Detroit, so not as much as I like the Brewers, but I kind of like Detroit doing well. Speaking of the Brewers, there's Garrett Mitchell. If I'd put him on the hit counter, they'd be up there a little higher right now. Josh Jung, Gage Workman, John Duran with the St. Paul Saints, Braden Shoemake with the Braves. There's an O'Neill Cruz with the Altoona Curves. Montero. And there's a Jordan Walker that's going to be numbered. Jordan Walker and Wynn are going to jump back in. That's going to be numbered to 99. 38 out of 99. You can see it. Trying to keep it in focus. Oh, Dingler did make the All-Star as a reserve. Good for him. Again, a lot of times those reserves are the better players. It's just that they're not the one that gets a fan pick every time. So we need some fireworks because we're out of 99. And then we need Walker Wynn up to 6. So very cool. Congratulations there. Jeff W., the St. Louis spot, has done very well in this break. There's Ed Howard with the Cubs. Casey Schmidt with the Giants. Calabrese with the Angels. Getting down to it here. Hit counter's at 13. Zach's right on it right now. Casey Martin. There's a Wander Franco with the Durham Bulls. Ooh, that one, Richard H., would have been good years ago. There's Tigers' Colt Keith. It's a nice prospect as well. Noelvi Marte. That's a short print Noelvi Marte. So once we get done with this last stack here, guys, we are going to have some. We've got these 2 packs to run yet, or to look at, and then we are going to have some races for the buyer's givey, for the hit counter givey, and then the live buyer's givey, which will give you a chance to get into that one yet if you're interested. So JT Ginn with the Mets, Hayden Cantrell with the Brewers, Ivan Herrera with the Cardinals, Frankie Alvarez with the Cyclones. That would be with the Mets, I believe. Miguel Vargas with the Loons. Matt Manning is with the Mud Hens. Cole Franklin with the Cubs. There's a Blaze Jordan on the box top. Let's go into Boston. Robert. Justin Foscue. There's a Wander Franco in action. Alex Santos with the Astros. Trevor McDonald with the Giants. Glenn Allen Hill with the Rawhide. Zach Veen with the Grizzlies. DeSoto Arias is with the Rough Riders. The Bay Sox have got Grayson Rodriguez. And there's an auto. Nick Gonzalez. Nice auto for Pittsburgh. Congrats going to Daryl. Sammy Infante with the Nationals. Warner Blakely with the Angels. Tyler Freeman with the Rubber Ducks. That's a Gab Moreno. That's going to move the hit counter up to 14. Corbin Carroll. We hadn't seen a Gab Moreno, so there is one. I told you I saw one as I was opening packs. So hit counter goes to 14. Walker Wynn are still in real good shape to win this thing. Josiah Gray with the Dodgers. Alfonso Rivas with the Cubs. Jeter Downs with the Red Sox. There's a Tom Glavine Boyhood Photos of the Stars. That one's cool. Nova with the Tourists. Elio Ramos with the Flying Squirrels. Roberto Hernandez with the River Dogs. Brett Beatty with the Cyclones. Met system. Tyler Gentry with the Royals. There's D.L. Hall with the Bay Sox. Now a Brewer. There's a nice one. This, I almost put him on the hit counter. We hadn't seen him yet, but there's J-Rod. Julio Rodriguez on the mini card with the Everett Aqua Sox. Very cool. All right, last stack here. Ben Hernandez. Eduardo Garcia with the Brewers. There's a Pete Crow Armstrong. So they're going to make it close, but unless there's an Owen Cassie or a Pete Crow Armstrong left in here, it's going to be Walker Wynn. So, Zach, you're going to be close on that, but that's also going to take you away on the hit counter from that within 1. So PCA and Cassie are within one. Yeah. Justin Lang with the Padres. Alec Thomas with the Poodles. Grant McCray with the Giants. Miguel Amaya with the Smokies. There's a Reed Detmers with the Angels. That one will go to the Angels, Bill H. This guy almost went on the hit counter, too. Evan Carter's a nice one for the Rangers. Alexander Vargas with the Yankees. Eric Rivera with the Angels. And Zach Daniels with the Astros will close it out. So there we go. There is the break, except we're not done. We have 2 packs left of the box loaders. So let's see what we get out of these. Best of luck, everybody. These will count on the hit counter if they've got something. All right, there's Robert Hassel. That'll be going to the Padres. So that one's going to be Robert M. Mick Abel with the Phillies. That'll be William F. And then Riley Green, which, you know what? Hey, Sherman, you might not have been that far off. You might have been right. Green and Torkelson would have been in play. Riley Green, that'll be going to Detroit and Bill H., I believe. Again, some of these guys, you're so used to them being in that system, but in these cards, they're not. All right, last 3 cards of the day. Austin Martin with the Blue Jays. So that's going to go to Richard. Sticking with the Austin trend, Austin Hendrick with the Reds. That's going to go to Matthew G. And last one will be with the Yankees, Kevin Alcantara. Again, now with the Cubs, I believe, but Yankees, that'll go to William F. So there is our break. Let's look at the hit counter. Let's see where we ended up at. So we end up with Walker Wynn winning it. So that means JHD, so James, J-Dog, and Jose, you got leprechauns. And then Zach K, you got a leprechaun because you were closest to the hit counter total. So we didn't have anybody within 1 or on the button, but because you had 13, you were 2 away. So Zach, that'll be your second leprechaun. So Jeff will get those loaded up for us. I'm going to do a quick recap here. There's Alcantara from the box loader pack. Austin Hendrick, Austin Martin, Riley Green, Mick Abel, Robert Hassel. Then we've got the inserts, Reed Detmers. There's a PCA, Julio Rodriguez on the mini, Gab Moreno. Autograph from Nick Gonzalez, Blaze Jordan on the insert there. Noelvi Marte. That's a Jordan Walker numbered out of 99. Blaze Jordan mini, Pete Crow Armstrong in the insert, Owen Cassie. Mick Abel on the mini, Max Meyer on the short print, Pete Crow Armstrong numbered out of 75. The redemption that may not be able to be redeemed, Spencer Torkelson, Jordan Walker, Mason Wynn. The C.J. Abrams mini card, there's Jordan Walker again. Yover Peguero on the short print, Torkelson, Austin Martin on the mini, Luciano on the insert. The Nolan Gorman mini, Alcantara with the Yankees short print, the Ken Griffey Jr., Owen Cassie, Ed Howard, Vaughn Grissom on the autograph that was out of 50. Spencer Torkelson, Tyler Soderstrom, Gunnar Henderson, Tristan Casas, that's a short print. Mackenzie Gore is a short print. There's Aaron Ashby, Miguel Tejada, Bobby Witt Jr. in action. Only Bobby Witt we got. Wander Franco mini, Mason Wynn, Jeff Criswell on the auto, Jordan Walker, Frankie Alvarez on the mini, Corbin Carroll, and our first card of the break, last card to be shown here, Bryce Terang. So there we go. Thank you again for buying in. We are going to do a couple things here. So we're going to start by opening up this guy. And we're going to give away 3 packs as a buyer's givey. So we've had 3 breaks. We're going to have 3 packs. I just grab the bottom 3. Those are right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to go, you can see them, first place, second place, third place. So give me a second here. I'm going to get all of the entries. So everybody that bought a spot in the 3 breaks, you will have a spot in the Leprechaun race here for our buyer's gibby. So there's our first break copied in there. So once again, there's going to be a lot of Timothy C's from that Donruss break. And I have to tell you guys, because the Leprechaun race does its own thing, cracked me up. I ran a Leprechaun race one time, and it had a bunch of stars. And I was like, what? Why are there a bunch of stars there? And it was because somebody's name was Fanny, and it didn't allow Fanny. It thought it was inappropriate. So it just gave me stars that were up there. So, all right, there are 90 names that are in there. We're running for 20 seconds because the U.S. beat Bosnia-Herzegovina 2-0. We're going to shuffle it once because it'll take a little bit. And then here we go again. First, second, and third. Oh, I got to get it up there so you can see it. My bad. First, second, third for the Donruss Blaster Packs. Good luck, everybody. Candy H in the lead down at the bottom. Let's see if it holds. And it looks like Jose came out of nowhere to win it. Congrats, Jose. So Jose gets the top pack. Brandon gets the second pack. And Richard gets the third pack. All right. So we're going to get those guys off of there. Congrats on that. Now our next race we're going to run is going to be our hit counter. So if you won a Leprechaun through the hit counter, you're going to have a chance to win here. I'm just going to get that set. So we've only got 13 of you guys. And once again, we've got 2 Donruss packs that are going to be in play. So first place is going to get that one. Second place is going to get that one. All right, so that is going to be our hit counter giveaway. 20 seconds. Let me get it back up there for you guys. Oh, that's not what we want. All right, 20 seconds. We'll shuffle it twice for the 2 packs. Good luck. For the record on the hit counter, if you do win the first one, we don't want you, you won't win the second one. We'll move that down. Make sure somebody else gets a win off the hit counter as well. So, J-Dog looks like he's making a run at it. Orange Ranger trying to get there too. Or Orange Ranger. All right, so J-Dog at first and third. Congrats, you got that top pack. And then Orange Ranger. So Orange, if you're still out there, as long as you're in the breaks and Jeff knows who you are, we're good. But otherwise, you're going to want to make sure you reach out so we can ship that to you. Okay, we're going to take the Leprechaun race off of there. So the last thing we've got is this live buyer's givey. All right, we currently have, looks like 14, 15, 16, 17 entries in there. I want to give you just one more chance. If anybody wants to buy a mystery pack for soccer or baseball, one more chance to get in. Again, we are giving away this, so this is the deal. This has got some ripped plastic, but the box is still sealed. First place in this race is going to get the mega box. Second place is going to get the premium stock. And third place is going to get the Chronicles. Okay. If you want to get in, you buy one of these. We'll ship it to you, and then you're in that race as well. So this is $7. If anybody's interested, we'll run a soccer mystery. If nobody wants that, then we'll run a baseball mystery, and then we'll go from there. Soccer mystery pack, 15 cards. You get at least a hit in there. So nobody. Same thing on baseball. You're going to get inserts. You're going to get names of people you know. You're going to get a relic or an autograph or a low numbered card. $7 if anybody's interested. Get you one more spot. Ooh, James says I'll get another one. Ooh. So Zach, you'll have to jump in. In order to do it, you'll have to jump in on eBay. So I don't know, Jeff, can you throw the link into the YouTube chat? Unless you want to work something out with Jeff, Zach, where we get one to you. But all right, James, you've got that one. Again, you want me to ship that to you? Do you want me to open it? Again, they're already top loaded. It's up to you, but that'll get you another spot. Rip it. Okay, you got it. And then we'll make sure Jeff adds that to the racer list for the live giveaway. There's Anthony Rodriguez on the Bowman First Mojo, Emmanuel Clase on the pattern, Hoskins on the freebies accepted, Daniel Lynch on the Bowman Top 100, Hank Aaron, Legends of Baseball, Sanchez, I think that's Gary Sanchez now with the Brewers. There's a Jack Hanahan justifiable autograph from 2002. That's numbered 334 out of 400. You see it right there. Paul DeYoung on the relics. You get the auto, you get a relic, and you get a numbered in this one. Wow. There's Buster Posey out of 299. Nice name to get numbered there, too. Dawn of Glory on Josiel De La Cruz. Hunter Green on the Mojo. Talent Pipeline for Houston. Joe Negro with an Old School Sports King gum. Own the Game, John Lackey. Zach Galoff on a rookie. Del Castillo. And then Tyler Ivey on the first Bowman Chrome. So certainly a nice mystery pack. All right, Zach, I'm going to throw up another one of those baseball packs. $7. Now, somebody else can bid as well if they'd like to, but if you want to place a bid, there you go, you're in. And then if you win that one, you just got to let me know if you want me to. I can open it just like I did, or I can ship it to you and you get to open it. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. So just let me know in the chat what you want to do, and then Jeff will get your name added to that race too to have a chance. Take a chip, you bet. All right, since those are going, I'm going to run one more and see if anybody, when there's momentum, I don't want to stop it. And we'll get to that race shortly. But if anybody wants a second one, again, this would be another entry in with the chance of winning either the box or one of the two packs. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for purchasing as you did from the live stuff. We're going to get all of the live buyers copied in to our Leprechaun race. There's 19 that are in there. So let me, not that. Here we go. So again, first place is getting the Select Mega. That'll be shipped to you. Second place is getting the premium stock. Third place is getting the Chronicles. On this one, if you, what's the ruling on this? If you win multiple, do you get multiple? Okay. So this one is not you can only win one. So if you have multiple spots and you win multiple, you get multiple. That's part of the deal. So, all right, set it for 20 seconds. We're going to shuffle it 3 times for the 3 winners. All right, good luck, everybody. And John S. definitely had the most spots on this thing, but we're going to see how that plays out. Ooh, out of nowhere is going to be John. So he bought a whole bunch of stuff before. So we've got John's going to get the Select Mega Box. You see John's name right there. James, you're going to get the premium stock pack. See right there. And then John is actually also going to get the Chronicles pack. All right. So let me get the music to stop. We'll take those guys off of there. So that's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of Cardlines Breaks. As always, we love it when you guys are active in the chat with us and playing in the hit counter. Like to get you some free stuff as well. So thank you so much for the update, Zach. I appreciate you doing that, buying the live items, buying the auctions ahead of time. Again, Marty's on tonight with some football breaks, so another chance to get involved. All of the spots are sold, but there'll be a bunch of live sales tonight as well. So if you're intrigued and interested by that, jump onto the eBay side of things. I'll be back on Wednesday with a Donruss 2026 mega case break. So jump on eBay. You'll find those auctions available. That's going to be a bunch of fun. A lot of cards coming out of there. 20 autographs or mem cards since it's a case. Hopefully a case hit with a big one. We'll see what we get, but that's the play. So as always, reach out if you have any questions or needs. But thanks so much for being a part of what we do here at Cardlines, and big thanks to Jeff moderating back there, doing the clickety clacking on the keyboard. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of the day. And I got to do it. Can I get it up there? Here we go. Let's go. Go USA tonight. Let's see USA soccer advance. I'm hoping on Wednesday I'm super happy and talking about that and getting excited for a game on Friday. So again, thanks everybody. Take care. We'll see you later.